Regular programming will not be seen at this time in order that we may bring you Boston Bruins hockey.
Monday night, Game 3, the Bruins' John Carter led the offensive attack. This shorthanded goal was his first of 2 as the Bruins took a commanding 3-0 lead with a 6-3 win. Tonight, the Bruins look to knock Montreal out of the playoffs on forum ice for the second time in 3 years. A long overdue shift in the trend of heartbreaking playoff losses to Montreal looks to be in the offense. Tonight from the Forum in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the Bruins look to sweep the series against the Montreal Canadiens and advance to the Wales Conference Finals. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Boston Bruins Playoff Hockey on TV 38. I'm Gene Levanchi. Bruins sweep Canadiens. The phrase hasn't been assembled in that fashion in 61 years when the Bruins swept Montreal in a best-of-5 series in 1929. Now, most Bees fans probably thought they'd never see the day when the Bruins could complete a 4-game sweep of the Canadiens at the Forum. No, you're not in a time warp, and it's not a belated April Fool's Day joke. A win tonight, and this seemingly incomprehensible dream becomes reality. Now, as if the hole Montreal is trying to climb out of isn't deep enough, the Habs announced yesterday leading goal scorer Stéphane Richer and Bruin killer Mike McPhee would not be playing tonight. That may change, of course, by game time. The Canadiens did not partake in their usual pregame skate this morning and stayed holed up in their hotel studying tapes instead. Fred and Derek will have more on the status of Richer and McPhee momentarily. So why have the Bruins been able to beat Patrick Roy so easily? Well, coming up between periods tonight, the Globe's Kevin DuPont will share his theory as we take a look inside the NHL. I'll also talk about the Patrick Division Final. It's Game 4 of that series tonight, and we'll have the highlights. And John Pearson is back with us this evening, offering his insights of tonight's Game 4. In a moment, we will send you out to the Forum in Montreal, where Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson will have the call of tonight's Game 4 of the Adams Division Final between the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. TV 38 Sports presents Boston Bruins Hockey, brought to you in part by McDonald's, where it's always a good time for the great taste. By the Harvard Community Health Plan. By Stop and Shop Supermarkets, it's time to stop and shop. By the 9X Yellow Pages, if it's out there, it's in here. By Bud Light, everything else is just a light. By Bradley's Department Stores. And by your participating New England Dodge dealer. For cool cash on hot cars and trucks, it's Advantage Dodge.
Welcome to the Forum in Montreal for game number 4, the Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. And one hopes that the Bruins did not read too closely all the comments in the Montreal press. First of all, there was the situation that Montreal had a very listless practice yesterday. Also that Stéphane Richer, their top scorer, is out, and Mike McPhee joins him on the sidelines. Everything that would build it up for the Boston Bruins, and then a lot of questions to the Bruins about a sweep. How about the reaction to that?
Be careful. This is still the Montreal Canadiens. I've gone through it myself, and many times I thought they were dead. You've got to put them away. A lot of times you can get a team to the brink, and the toughest game is the one to push them off the cliff. The Bruins have got to come out working hard tonight. Forget about injuries. I mean, the Bruins played without Bork, they played without Neely and Janney, and they won. The Hartford Whalers thought they had us on the ropes, and to no avail. So you got to win this hockey game tonight, now.
It probably will come down to the goaltenders again. It usually does in playoff hockey, usually does throughout the season. They are so vitally important, as there's a big welcome for the Canadiens coming out on the ice now. Patrick Roy, somewhat of a mystery right now, but he will be in the nets tonight.
Well, you go with your best, regardless. If you're going to get beat and you put your number 1 in there, Patrick Roy is certainly the number 1 for the Canadiens. It's the Bruins upstairs again. They got to be shooting the puck high, looking for rebounds, hovering a lot, making sure their chances. When you get a chance on Roy, bury it. And you just can't be taking things lightly. Can't let Roy get life. If he gets that life, he gets to come back kicking.
No problems with Andy Bogue, but some people say, gee, what about Reggie Lemlin? He hasn't played in a long stretch now. Why wouldn't you move him in? Because the two virtually had alternated all season long with the Boston Bruins. But history says, don't change with a winner.
When you're winning, don't change. That's an old adage in pro sports, so you go with that. in a situation where you want to put in Lemelin, he's going to get his ice time. He's going to be in the nets for the Bruins winning hockey games before this is over. And if you put him in now and Reggie Reggie got beat, everybody would be second guessing. At this point, you go with what you've got, and it's a winning combination. Stay with it.
Well, some people say, hey, it's a long stretch, a long drive to the Stanley Cup. But under the system now, there are days off in between games, so the burden is not so great on a goaltender, and you can go with one. Edmonton has Bill Ranford, that's it.
You know, and it's something to be said for the emotion, too. I mean, you get a little time off, and it's a run you're on. You stay with Andy Moog. Reggie Lemelin, the last few days in practice, sharp as a tack. Talked to him yesterday, he said, I'm hot, I'm ready. So, and it's good joking between him and Moog. The relationship is intense. So, Reggie's waiting his turn. When his turn comes, he'll do fine.
And now we're just about set for the action here at the Forum in Montreal. And now, the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please now rise and join with Mr. André Ouellet, accompanied at the organ by Miss Diane Fido for the singing of the national anthems.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn lie what so proudly we heard at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright storms through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, where so valiantly streaming, and the rocket that on thirty in her gave up through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, send us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, pauvre essai de féroce glorieux, car ton bras se porte l'épée, il se porte la croix. Son histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. Oh, qui glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on fire for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on fire for thee.
Well, the fans here are ready at the Forum. The national anthem was sung by Monsieur André Ouellet. Tonight's officiating crew is headed up by Monsieur Dan Merowelli, accompanied by Messieurs Sweet Knox and Randy Minton. In goal for the Boston Bruins, Andy Moog. At the door in the Hartford Whalers, an unbelievable game in Game 4. And he's been twixt the pipes ever since. As a matter of fact, he's been in them for all 7 playoff wins. Patrick Roy looking to redeem himself after being lifted in Game 3. And let there be no mistake about it. He is the key to Montreal's fortunes. Now Fred for the call.
And a rookie, Mark Peterson, playing in place of Mike McPhee up front, is starting at left wing. The Boston line is Poulin, Burridge, and Christian against Bobby Smith, Lemieux, and Peterson. Svoboda on defense with Desjardins, and Svoboda with it. The Boston defense is Bork and Wesley. And the Bruins break it up at center ice, and Poulin drops it in with a backhander. Burridge hustles in. Roy out of the net, trying to clear it away. Christian able to keep it in. Can't set up a play. With now gets it, steals it near the net. Looking for Bork, who was breaking in and was just cleared away. At center ice, that was Peterson, the rookie, who covered it on Bork, who had moved within 25 feet looking for that pass. Svoboda rushes, fires in the Boston zone. Poulin going for it, now Bork. Bork checked by Smith, clears it around, not out, kept in by Lemieux, handed it to Poulin, popped in the air and outside the line. And Christian again moving. Christian away from Lemieux, pokes it in, and Boston, like Melbury, wanting to change up. Don Sweeney and Galley play defense. The puck bounces to Don Sweeney. Looking for Janney, doesn't work, but Galley picks it up over the line with Neely. Drops it for Neely. Neely, quick wrist shot and a save by Roy. And Neely is knocked down by Walter.
Well, the keys to this hockey game, once again, same. Every time you're in Montreal Forum, that first period onslaught, Canadians love to come out of the gate, shut that down. Second one's discipline. You can't pick up any silly, stupid penalties. And third, intensity. This is the game to put them away. Be skating, work hard. Patrick Roy, get to him. He is the key to this hockey club.
Janney out there with Neely and Propp. Don Sweeney and Galley. The draw to Chris Chelios. Looking for Walter. Now Carbonneau breaks it out. Carbonneau with Keane. Keane checked by Don Sweeney, but Carbonneau follows in, puts it right on, and a save by Moog. So each team with a shot on a breakout by Don Sweeney. Gets it away for Propp, Janney, and it bounces away from them. And Ludwig starts it back. Now for Walter. Walter a shot. A right arm save by Moog. Might have missed the net. Jammed up by Don Sweeney at the backboards, and a face-off called. And the applause for the spirited rush of this line of the Montreal Canadiens. Carbonneau, Walter, and Keane.
Well, what you definitely have is the underdog role here, the Canadians, without Richer and McPhee. McPhee's been doing the job on Cam Neely, and quite a job he's been doing. In the papers here, because he's been covering him, got to know him so well, says that if he owned a franchise and he had anyone in hockey to pick to start a team, he would pick Cam Neely.
That despite the Gretzkys,
yes,
Lemieux,
and all the forwards, the Messiers.
Well, he got a first-hand experience with Cam Neely. Now Poulin is on against Corson, who's taking a face-off at center. LeBeau, Corson taking the face-off. LeBeau would be the center iceman. He has not played in the series, and dressing with the absence now.
Have to play very physical with LeBeau.
Back for Bork. Bork turns the net. Corson forcing him back. Corson stays at center. He might be in that position. Burridge coming out away from LeBeau. Over the line with Poulin. Gets it to Poulin for a shot and a save. Well, what? Right pad save as Poulin had a good bid. Poulin knocked down in deep by Ludwig. And away comes LeBeau with Portnoy. LeBeau, a shot right on. A save by Andy Moog. 3 shots. Pretty well labeled by the Montreal Canadiens in the Boston zone. One of them just missing the net. Poulin with it now. Away for Don Sweeney. And Don Sweeney inadvertently iced it. Back for Ludwig. The shots are 2 apiece.
Both teams, Poulin's shot was a big save.
Stephen LeBeau there. He had 15 goals in the regular season. But Pat Burns, he is an offensive player.
Right.
Pat Burns likes defensive players.
And he's terribly suspect defensively. But he gets things going, and, you know, you've got the puck all night, then that's great defense. But the problem is that's not the case.
Now Matthew Schneider is on defense with Desjardins, a 20-year-old defense combination, each 20 years old. Ewan is out there with Sprudlin. Gilchrist, shot here, tipped wide in front. Bounces back in front of the net, knocked away, and the Bruins break it out. Bob Sweeney into center ice. The clear in wide. Desjardins with it. John Carter, Carpenter, Bob Sweeney. The Greater Boston line out there for the Bruins. Bob Sweeney at right wing. Rushing is Sprudlin. The play offside at the Boston line. We're at the Forum in Montreal. No score, first period. And the face-off outside the Boston blue line. 17-17 left here in the first period. No score. Carpenter still with Carter and Bob Sweeney. Skrudland centering Ewan and Gilchrist. And they will be physical. Skrudland a hit on Don Sweeney. Bruins started out. Bob Sweeney in the center ice to Carter. Right wing over the line with Carpenter. Holding, looking for a trailer. But the clearing is stopped by Desjardins.
He thought Don Sweeney was going to go for it. Fed the lead pass. Don turned back to the blue line.
Gilchrist hit by Bob Sweeney on the boards. Canadians trying to work it out. Can't. Carpenter to Bob Sweeney. Bob Sweeney check. Wheels on the corner. Still moving with it. Now drops it for Carter. He buzzes around. Still hustles after it. Keeps it in. Can't set up a play. Desjardins knocked it away. And the Canadians started out. Schneider up to Gilchrist, who's at left wing. Gilchrist pass broken up by Galley. And Carpenter with it. Delayed offside against Montreal. The Bruins work it out. But Galley on the gallop over the line. Stops, cuts, looks for a trailer. And Carter, rather Propp, had to chase it. Moved it in deep. Knocked out by the Canadians. Ray Bourque on defense with Alan Peterson. Moves it now to Janney. Janney to Neely. And Neely broken up by Walter. Walter back over the line. Long shot. Wide of Moog. With it, Bourque. Two checkers on him. Keane. Pass in front. Knocked away by Janney. Walter with it. Walter trying to move it in front. Deflects to Propp. Break out Boston for Janney. Neely. Janney going. Trying to set up Neely. Neely collects in the off-wing side. The play is called offside at the Montreal blue line.
Got him for a hand pass. Craig Janney, that little poke check popped up in the air and he batted it to Neely. Well, if you're wondering why Cam seemed to slow up on that, as soon as he touched it, would have been a whistle.
15:45 left in the first period. No score. 3 shots Boston, 2 for Montreal. And the Boston line is Janney, Propp, and Neely. And Ryan Walter now given the assignment of covering Cam Neely. So far, he's done a fine job. The draw now for Bob Beers, the rookie. Fires it in. Keane, checked by Propp. Chelios to Ludwig. Chelios again. This long clear could be icing. Moog's going to play it, though. And around the boards, Chelios moves in. Lost it. Checked on the boards. Propp fighting for it. Carbonneau comes out with the puck. Loses it on the back pass. And with it, Neely, right wing side. Dropping it in as Boston makes a line change. And about 5 minutes played. No score in the first period. Ludwig back for the Canadians. Shot in off the corner. Don Sweeney with it. Looking for Hoggood, who dressed in place of John Bice, the rookie out of the University of Wisconsin. Hoggood at left wing with Gould at center. A fourth line here for Boston. They roll it in front, trying to control it. It is Gould with Byers, trying to set a play. Rolls it in front. Byers check, drops it off. Chelios holding away from Hoggood for checking. Hoggood right after him and Byers, and they break him up, but Smith covers. Rolls it behind the net. This is the fourth line, and excellent forechecking by Boston. Byers moving in deep. Back to Galley. Galley kept it in. Screen shot tipped wide off the stick of Hoggood. Chelios trying to ice it. Can't do it. Kept in. Great pressure by a fourth line. Byers, Hoggood, Gould at center. At center ice, Lemieux trying to move in. Broken up by Don Sweeney. Deflects into the stands. And nearing the 6-minute mark of the first period. No score, Boston and Montreal. A lot of line changes by Pat Burns, with 2 forwards, of course, missing, Richer and McPhee. And LeBeau is a center. He's taking the face-off now. Corson took the last one. LeBeau with Courtnall and Corson. That's the line for Montreal. Desjardins with Svoboda. And the Bruins break it up on LeBeau. Off for Christian. Christian looking for Burridge. He can't get it. LeBeau breaks. Over the line, holding, off for Corson. Corson, checked by Bourque, centers it, deflected, and a great stop by Andy Moog. As it deflected, headed for the corner, and Moog made the stop.
What a big save that was. Andy Moog responded to that centering pass. Great reaction, gets popped in the air here. The Bruins are on the offense, a bouncing puck stolen by LeBeau. Comes in, now watch Wesley cross, he goes across the top. That's going to open somebody up in the slot. He's got to go to the puck. Right there, Courtnall gets a little bit of wood on it for a redirect. Andy Moog. Come up big. Right here, LeBeau. Into the slot to Moog.
13:49 left in period number 1. Courtnall a shot, saved by Moog. Gloves it off, and Wesley trying to move it out. Check, kept in by Svoboda. Shot, a save by Andy Moog, deflected into the stands. The shots stand 5 Montreal, 2 for Boston, and jamming now in front of the net as Corson and Courtnall are there, and Ray Bourque, and separated quickly by the linesman. To keep down the brawls, not let the fights begin, and they've done a marvelous job this year.
Well, they're talking about it around the league that the fighting is really down. Aside from that one brawl in the Islanders series at the end of the game, and a little bit in the Chicago-Minnesota series, it's pretty well been null and void. The boys playing hockey instead of fisticuffs.
The Boston line is Poulin with Burridge on the left and Christian on the right for the Canadiens. LeBeau.
Dave Christian has not seen LeBeau at center. They have to work out his face-off strategy against him. Lost the other one. He's trying to win it on his forehand.
Christian won that one. And in deep, Christian back trying to dig it free. Checked by Courtnall, rolls off for Poulin. Poulin to Bourque. Bourque breaks with Burridge. 2-on-2. Bourque trying to set up Burridge, and the play is offside at the line. A little bit of difficulty for Ray Bourque getting control just as he hit the Montreal blue line. And the play
what it was
offside.
with Burridge, they were awful close. The Montreal defenseman stick between the two of them, so the soft backhand pass wasn't going to work.
It could have been a 3-on-2 had Wesley decided to go, but wisely he decided to stay back.
Well, you got Ray Bourque up the ice. Wesley's assignment, Wesley's job is to make sure he stays at home.
Raymond Bourque, captain of the Boston Bruins.
Dave Christian could have gone in that rush as well. He decided to stay back there with Wesley.
4 lines being used by Mike Milbury. 13:26 left here in the first period. No score in the game. The Canadiens listed 6 shots now to 2 for the Bruins. Carpenter there with Bob Sweeney and John Carter. Wesley and Bourque, the Boston defense. Wesley trying to get away from Lemieux. Broken up. Bourque picks it up. Carter handled smartly over the line. Holding, shooting. Saved by Roy as Carter moved for a quick wrist shot. Carpenter breaking in on the left side. And back now comes Strudlin. Crisscrossing, gives it to Lemieux. Lemieux forced deep by Wesley. Trying to center it. Broken up by Bourque. Now behind the net. Loose, broken up by Beers, who's on there. And tied up for a face-off in the Boston zone. So
right. Good communication there between Wesley and Beers. Crisscrossed at the blue line, picked each other's man up well. Kind of like a zone defense. And then it ended up a man-on-man.
On the face-off, it was Wesley and Bourque out there, and in a flash, Mike Milbury had made the defensive change when the Bruins rushed to the Montreal end, and Montreal coming back. Skrudland on the face-off with Carpenter. Desjardins with Schneider. Back for Desjardins, a shot. Right pad saved by Andy Moog. Bob Sweeney goes on it. And the Bruins work at 3. Fans wanted a high sticking on Bob Sweeney. There's a yell. Carter gets it free over the line for Bob Sweeney. He's checked by Lemieux. Rolls it in deep. And an elbow penalty coming up here. The signal on Montreal. And the power play Boston. No score. First period at the Forum in Montreal. First power play to the Boston Bruins. Elbow check on Skrudland. And the Bruins are 3 for 16 versus Montreal in power plays. Overall, Hartford and Montreal 11 for 48 for 23%. Montreal 2 for 40 for 5%.
Not a very good power play. They've been struggling with that. Montreal's tried everything. Quite the tip the other day. Lemieux was trying to tell Pat Burns what to do in the power play. They had some words.
The draw, Chelios able to clear it. Wesley is on with Bourque. Janney, Prop, and Neely. Carbonneau all over Bourque. Now Wesley going. The clear in. Ooh, Wesley took a hit. Oh, and Wesley knocked down Carbonneau. Carbonneau threw an elbow at Wesley. Wesley retaliated, and the penalty is on Boston. You watch Carpenter go and belt. He's looking for a high stick call.
He certainly is. The Bruins had solid possession, too, on the other side of the building. Carbonneau, man short, an elbow, liberty with his elbow, gets around.
Well, that's a good hit.
Yeah, he got an elbow up in the upper body, not in the head area. More of an accidental hit. Carbonneau got his stick up. I think Wesley got clipped as well.
Well, the Carbonneau hit was clean, and Wesley gets a high stick. And in the game last night, Chicago beat St. Louis 3-2. Brett Hull was kicked out of the game. Imagine paying $36 to see a player like Hull. That's the player you'd want to see.
Yeah,
and
Brett
he's thrown
Hull
out of the game in this infamous high-sticking rule. And Carbonneau was trying to get one there. Now each team short a man. Not much of a power play for Boston. Prop and Poulin out for the Bruins. Don Sweeney and Ray Bourque. Canadiens playing very well. Portnoy is out there with some open ice. He's rushing Svoboda offside. Well, he held it out, so it's not offside. But he knew Corson was in there. Winding up now, Daigneault. He didn't play in the last game. Steal by Poulin in front, backhand, and Prop could have been a score. Saved by Roy. Poulin stole, set it right in front for a bid. And Prop's backhanded, not hard. Portnoy over the line.
I was wondering when they're going to blow that whistle.
And this play is offside.
Russ Courtnall, cocky, shot the puck after the whistle on Andy Moog. Ray Bourque shot the puck at Russ Courtnall. Now they're having a few words.
Courtnall was voted one of the stars of the game with 2 goals the other night. Ray Bourque has a word with him. Unwritten law, you don't do it. After the whistle, fire it in on a goaltender. But what a chance for Brian Prop, set up by Poulin with a steal right beside the Montreal goal. And he put it right in front.
A tremendous read by Dave Poulin. That quick step, he can get the top speed in no time at all. Saw it happening, a little bit too soft to pass. Jumps up, steals it. Great backhand by Poulin. Roy just took 5-hole away.
Each team short a man. And now Mike Milbury sends Carpenter and Carter out there. Courtnall stays with Corson. Schneider is on. Doing forecheck, and Courtnall picks it up in the center ice. Pass broken up by Don Sweeney. And the Bruins break back. Good rush here. Don Sweeney trailing Carpenter. Drops it for Carpenter. Carpenter couldn't put the shot on the follow-up. And Corson starts it out. No score in the game. First period. 11:06 left. Long shot by Courtnall. Rebound knocked away by Bourque. He's ridden off. Pokes it away, not out. Chelios fires one. Popped by Moog. Dropped off for Don Sweeney. And the Bruins, Carter breaks it out. 2-on-2 with Carpenter. He elects to shoot. Oh, Roy thought he lost it. Look behind him. And, of course, that encourages the Boston Bruins. Here comes Lemieux. Taken down by Galley. Back for it, Burridge. Around for Bob Sweeney. Tipped out. All the way to the Montreal end. And 9 seconds left on Wesley's penalty. Bobby Smith can't move with it. Now Schneider does. Over the line, holding. Broken up by Burridge and cleared out. And racing now, Wesley out of the box with moving in for a shot and a save by Roy. Wesley had a marvelous opportunity coming out of the penalty box as Burridge broke up Schneider and set him up. No score, first period at the Forum in Montreal. Game Time, the Boston Bruins publication with up-to-the-minute lineups and statistics. Game Time is updated for each home game, available for $1 Boston Garden game nights. Peterson rolls it in deep, Svoboda with it. Around the boards, Peterson able to block it, keep it in. But now the Canadiens, Carbonneau breaks it out for Walter. The clear in. All the way around the boards, Keane. Now Carbonneau able to keep it in. Screen shot deflected wide, well wide. Bruins battling to get it out, can't do it. Kept in by Walter. Walter now trying to set up a play with Carbonneau. He's taken down by Peterson. They want to hold. Fans yelling here at every bit of contact. A lost stick by the Bruins, and Moog able to tie it up as Carbonneau goes diving in near the net. And Carbonneau playing a much, much better game than we've seen him in the first three. And Ryan Walter appearing to be more effective than Mike McPhee covering Cam Neely as we look at the first half of the first period.
Well, they pulled out all the stops. They tried things new. They didn't have a skate today. They had a banquet last night. All the old-timers, Canadians come out. Lectures and speeches, I imagine. Right here, Al Peterson gets a stick chopped out of his hands. Ryan Walter strumming for it. Peterson right here gets another chop from Carbonneau. Now when it squirts to Moog, Carbonneau just dives second effort, squirts the puck loose. Frozen, however.
The shots are 8 Montreal, 6 Boston, 9:29 left in the first period. No score. Carbonneau out there with Walter and Keane. Svoboda and Ludwig. The key for the Bruins is to get it down in that Montreal end and capitalize on the Montreal relatively inexperienced defense. You have the Dufresnes. Well, Dufresne is not playing. Daigneault, Schneider, Desjardins. So far, the Canadiens have been able to keep pretty good pressure at the Boston end. Bob Beers now to Neely. Neely watched by Carbonneau. And the pass out stopped by Svoboda and fed right back in. They're watching Neely very, very closely. Keane able to keep it in. He's broken up by Beers for a clear out. Svoboda back. He's on defense with Ludwig. That's a change for Pat Burns. Walter trying to move. He's checked in the play by Beers, who rolls it in near Roy. So Pat Burns may be concerned about the young defense, especially when Schneider was broken up by Burridge and Wesley came out of the box with a chance. Over the line, Keane. Checked. Puck kept in by Carbonneau. Carbonneau works it right in front for a score! Guy Carbonneau on fire offensively. Makes it 1-0 Montreal in the first period.
Good goal by Carbonneau. Great work. Never gave up on the puck. Made a nice little dump off the boards at the blue line. That's Keane right there. I mean, now Wesley's got it. A little slow in clearing the Bruins. Wesley tied up. Carbonneau shoots one, just squeaks through the legs of Moog.
So Carbonneau, the defensive forward, here showing plenty of offensive talent coming off the corner and driving it home.
Well, Beers might have gotten a stick on that.
And the first goal to the Montreal Canadiens by Guy Carbonneau with 8:38 left in the first period. This could be icing against Montreal. Ray Bourque back. And the Bruins need to attack. Schneider is out there with Desjardins, each 20 years old. Schneider missed action in the first couple of games because of a stomach injury. Desjardins has played every game. Bright young prospects for Montreal, not experienced in the playoffs, and the Bruins need the forechecking to capitalize on maybe their inexperience.
Well, I was always wondering, inexperience was something that's kind of a word for lack of talent, and the Canadiens' defense certainly has talent.
Schneider gets the draw. The Canadiens lead 1-0. Skrudland winding up now. Schneider moves it off. In the center ice comes Desjardins. Pass broken up at the Boston line. Carpenter trying to come back, but he's checked by Desjardins. They're battling. Down goes Carter. Finally, Carpenter with it, with Bob Sweeney. 2-on-2 here. Bob Sweeney, a long shot, a save by Roy. 1-0 the Montreal Canadiens. Schneider winding up. He has tremendous offensive talent. And into the center ice comes Courtnall. Over the line, the shot blocked, and the play offside again. Montreal 1, Boston 0 at the Forum in Montreal. Bruins started out. Burridge on the left wing side. Rolls it in wide. Christian, a shot, a save, and the rebound. Burridge couldn't quite get it. Poulin able to keep it in. A penalty coming up. As Bruin is down, it is Burridge shaken up on that one.
I don't know. There's a second one.
Power play for Boston. 7:35 left in the first period. 1-0 Montreal at the Forum. Desjardins for tripping Burridge. And a power play for Boston. Their first one didn't last too long, just a few seconds, as Wesley was caught on a penalty.
What the Bruins have got to do is they got a couple of opportunities that they were real good ones. They didn't get the puck up in Roy. Got it into his legs again. He's working on that shutout. He would love to have a shutout redeem himself. Playing a little tight. This is one here that rattles him a little bit. He got the rebound comes out. Burris just can't get to it. Then you hold him down. There's what was a penalty by Roy, really.
Christian out there, 4 forwards on in the Mike Milbury system in the power play. And the draw back to Bork. He's on a point with the other point, Janney. Janney holding. Watched by Keane to Bork. Into Neely, all the way across to Janney. Janney has to chase it, though, and regroup. Just 1 point man now. It is Bork. Penalty on Montreal again. Penalty on the Canadiens. There'll be a 2-man advantage as Brian Propp was belted in front of the net by Ludwig. And the Bruins will have a 2-man advantage for 1:35.
This sets up that scenario where you better capitalize or it comes back to haunt you. The Canadiens have got a goal. It will give them life. But they think they can kill a 2-man advantage for 1:35.
Ludwig on Propp.
If you score, right here, Propp, right in the face, a high stick. If you score, the Canadiens then start to hesitate, stop taking those cheap shots. Makes life a little easier out there. Not much, mind you, but a little.
And for the Canadiens, out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, Matthew Schneider is out there, along with Chelios and Guy Carbonneau, of course, the forward.
Now you're going to see Matthew Schneider for years to come. Tremendous talent on the young man.
Bork is up at the line. He's on with Wesley. Neely. Wesley, left point man. Now to Bork. Tried to one-time it and missed it. Puck just stayed there. Not an easy thing to do. Into Janney. Janney holding in front. Neely missed it. Janney tried to set up Neely. 2-man advantage for Boston. They trail 1-0. Wesley gains the line. Back for Bork. Bork, good play to keep it in. Watched by Carbonneau. Now for Janney. Janney a shot. Blocked. Rebound. Loose. And allowed to pounce on it is Chelios. Tie it up for a face-off.
It's 2 great opportunities the Bruins just let slip away. Janney to Neely, the one-timer alone, has been a patented move all year long. Just didn't work out that time.
Face-off to the right of Roy. Wesley stays out with Bork, and the line is Christian, Neely, and Janney. Wesley talking to Neely with a word from Mike Milbury. Carbonneau, Schneider, and Chelios. One of the keys will be a rebound. It's Roy.
Roy is making sure of the first save. He's not stopping them as confidently as he has in the past.
Chelios trying to clear, block, kept in. Janney, well in, shot, hit the post. Janney hit the post. Had him beat dead to rights. Kept in now. Janney near the net. Looking for Neely. Doesn't work. Bork trying to keep it in. And the Canadiens are able to clear it out. What a tough break for Janney. Saw his opportunity and drilled it. Back comes Bork. Bork over the line. Holding. 2-man advantage still. Wesley. In for Neely. Cross for Janney. In front. Save on Neely. Big one. Ray Bork. Cross now for Wesley. A shot blocked. Kept in by Bork. 20 seconds still on the 2-man advantage. Into Janney. Janney back for Bork. Well in. Over to Wesley. Back for Bork. Holding. Carbonneau right after him. Gets it to Wesley. Wesley into Neely. Or rather, for Christian. Christian rolls it in front. It's covered by Roy. 3 seconds, and Desjardins will be out. Bruins moving it well. Hitting the post once.
They did. It was a good power play. They did have the opportunity. The Canadiens collapsing down, not letting the Bruins take the shot from 35, 40 feet out. Just too many bodies to hit. Wesley did hit one leg in an attempt. Opted to pass it thereafter.
And the face-off to the right of Roy. Desjardins will be out in 3 seconds. Galley comes out now with Bork. And Mike Melbury holding with Christian, Janney, and Neely. Then there will be 25 seconds left on Ludwig's penalty. Skrudland now there. Chelios stays out there. Given plenty of time to get a second breath. Of course, they just circle the wagons around Roy. 1-0 Montreal. The draw to the Canadiens, and it's cleared by Schneider. An important face-off win for the Canadiens. Skrudland. Bork back, 15 seconds left on the power play. Bork gains the line, looking for Neely, but Chelios is on it. Knocked away in front, back at the line, kept in by Galley, shoveled it to Janney, back to Galley, over to Bork. He's at the left side, well up, back for Galley, hits it, blocked, and bounced away. Ludwig is out. Neely knocks down a man. The fans want a call. And instead, the puck is tied up and jammed up. And the Canadiens survive. A two-man advantage for the Boston Bruins. The Bruins with 11 shots now, Montreal 10. And the Canadiens on a goal by Guy Carbonneau in front with 5:04 left here in the first period. Nothing wrong with that Bruins power play.
No, nothing. They worked it well. The Canadiens never killed it. They survived it. 3 nice saves, a blocked shot, a pick-off diving play.
Well, a two-man advantage for that length of time, you survive.
Yeah, you have to survive that. And when Janney hit the post, that would have been the backbreaker.
And the applause for the Canadiens for killing off.
Deservedly so. Good work.
2 power plays. Overlapping. A two-man advantage. The 2 defensemen just stay reasonably close. Hope to be able to clear the rebounds. The forward works hard trying to challenge the point men. And hope that puck bounces right. It bounced right on the great scoring bid. Here's a penalty on Boston. Could be a misconduct.
No, it's going to probably maybe be 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. John Carter trying to bait Claude Lemieux. Just all he did was verbally stay in his ear. If Carter had lost his voice, he could have looked for it in Lemieux's ear.
Not a very good penalty by John Carter.
Well, there was no pushing, there was no contact, there's nothing. I've never seen that happen before. Where a player, you can verbally say what you want, but there's no shoving. This isn't anything to do with the infraction. That he let go. Now the linesman saw that and don't call it.
Well, that was Chelios on Janney. The Bruins have had 3 power plays, one of them very brief, about 23 seconds. About a 2-man advantage, and the Montreal Canadiens now go to their second
I've never seen that.
power play.
We're talking to a player.
You're right, I have not seen it called. That's why I thought it was misconduct, for saying something to the official.
No, he said it to Lemieux.
Svoboda is forced back by Brian Propp. Now J.J. Daigneault winding up. In the center ice now to Mark Peterson, called up from Sherbrooke. Slowed up by the Bruins. Now taken over the line by Peterson. Peterson trying to move in, rolls it in. Moog knocks it wide. Lemieux digs for it. Back for Daigneault. To Svoboda. Svoboda wheeling. Daigneault shot. Great glove save by Andy Moog. Puck in front, a backhander by Peterson went wide. Moog is hurt. Down on the ice. Shaken up in a flurry in front of Andy Moog. And the fans, I don't know whether they're saying the name Moog or whether they're booing. Let's hope they're not booing. And Jim Narrigan out to look at Andy Moog.
He went down hard.
It came just as Mark Peterson, the rookie, had a backhand shot that missed the net as he was anchored about
shaking his
20
head.
feet
He
in front.
reacted to a shot, Fred, that might have pulled a groin or something.
Andy Moog made a tremendous stop on Daigneault's bit. And Moog still down at the Boston crease. 1-0 Montreal. Guy Carbonneau with the score. And Mike Keane, I believe, will be given an assist on that goal by the Canadiens. Carbonneau from Keane and Walter. Andy Moog now with Dan Marawelli there and Jim Narrigan, the Bruins trainer. 4:19 left here in the first period. Far and away the best game of the Montreal Canadiens. Missing Richer, missing McPhee, and as you said, so what?
Right. I mean, everybody has to deal with injuries. The Bruins had to deal without Bork and Janney. Canadians played well for a long time without Chelios.
And the Canadians getting...
What bothers me is in the dressing room when you hear that, okay, wow, you say to yourself that they're out. There's interference. Knocked him into his goaltender. Claude Lemieux let that go. Dan Marawelli brighten up here. Start catching a few of these little infractions.
And now Christian on the faceoff with Smith. Smith, Lemieux, Peterson, Daigneault, and Svoboda. Draw won by Christian, gets it again, broken up. A battle for it. Smith in the corner, able to keep it in. Hustling work by Peterson, Svoboda. Now to Peterson. Back for Daigneault. Out deep, the Bruins. Christian covering, but behind the net, it rolls to Wesley. Wesley able to clear it. 54 seconds left. Moog back up, of course, ready to go. As play has resumed after the injury. Bob Smith broken up by Carpenter, and Carpenter clears it. Boston changing up. Galley, Peterson out there. Prop comes out. Galley breaks it up. Bounces up at the line. Tossed away by Burridge, but Marawelli is calling a high stick in the air. And a face-off. 3:35 left in the first period. 31 seconds left on John Carter's penalty. Corson out there now with LeBeau and Courtnall, Chelios and Schneider. Dave Poulin on with Brian Propp, Peterson and Galley.
Poulin's intention is to get it out over the blue line.
Kept in now for Schneider. Schneider in deep for Corson. Kept in now by LeBeau on the corner. LeBeau back for Corson. Picked up by Peterson. Now Courtnall in the corner. Now LeBeau trying a shot well wide. Kept in by Chelios. Bounces for Courtnall. Courtnall for Schneider, and this one is blocked by Peterson. And 4 seconds left.
Big block by Al Peterson there. Two Bruins knocked down at the blue line. Poulin and Propp. Peterson back there with 4 Canadians around him. Blocked that shot. Never trickled through.
3:08 left in the first period. And the shots are even. 11 apiece. 1-0 Montreal on a goal by Guy Carbonneau.
Joe Stella and the Gravel boys would like to say hello to everybody in Boston and the Donnelly family. Billy Cure from Raynham, Mass. Hello to Aaron Eberle, Needham, Dan Newcomb, and Steve Beattie. Milton and Norwood.
Carter is ready to come out. The last time Wesley came out of the penalty box, he had a marvelous scoring opportunity. Carpenter against Corson. Canadians to Chelios. Rolls it in. Knocked away in front. Wesley up for Bob Sweeney. And now Carpenter breaking with Carter. Gets the shot away, and it's wide. Bruins try to keep it in, and the Canadians' Courtnall starts it away. Now with Corson. Teams at even strength. LeBeau moves it over the line. Delayed offside against the Canadians as Bork winds up. Now to Carpenter. Looking for Bob Sweeney through the defense. It was blocked. Follow-up by Carter. Over the line. Can't control it. Canadians come back. Corson with Courtnall. A shot knocked away by Moog. Oh, he's belted again by Chelios. Penalty here as Moog is down. The net dislodged. And Chelios whacked Andy Moog.
Don Sweeney should have just drifted a right hook. You cannot allow Do we hit your goaltenders? Do we hit like that?
With the score, Montreal 1, Boston nothing. We'll return in a moment. And a tough night for Andy Moog, being belted around in the Boston net there. The last one by Chelios, who is out. And a power play for Boston with 2:27 left in the first period, 1-0 Montreal. This is Boston's fourth power play. The first one, a very brief one.
One thing about Mike Milbury, if he was out there, that's where I'm sure he'd like to be right now.
For the Canadiens, Keane and Carbonneau.
This is definitely a timed hit to injure Moog. Oh yeah, like you couldn't do anything about it.
To be only given 2 minutes for that.
That's.
Of course, that's going to take place then. And it has. Ray Bourque winding up now on the power play for Boston. The Janney line out there. Janney checked by Carbonneau. Moved it up, was stopped by Carbonneau and cleared away. 2 minutes left in the first period, 1-0 Montreal. Out now, Brian Propp. The drive in, Roy can't get it. Wesley does. But the clear around is picked up now by Carbonneau. Carbonneau falls down, but Keane is able to keep it in. Big break there. Bourque strikes it out for Janney. Janney looking for Neely. Neely checked by Schneider, forced to just clear it in. And the Bruins can't set up in the Montreal end. Carbonneau breaks it up again. Clears it around for Schneider. Not out. Now it bounces for Montreal, goes to Schneider, and he clears it. 50 seconds left, and the Bruins without a shot in this power play on Patrick Roy. They have 11 in the game, as does Montreal. Bourque the clearing. Burridge the hustle. Roy there. Burridge runs into him. Around the boards, kept in by Bourque. Bourque holding at the last. Cross for Hogger. Back for Bourque. In deep now. In the corner. Missed by Christian. And Skrudland trying to clear it out. Stopped by Bourque. Bourque is stopped by Ryan Walter. Boy, the veterans are coming through for the Canadiens, like Ryan Walter and Guy Carbonneau. And here he controls the puck, plays it back. Ryan Walter gets it back, gets it over to Skrudland. And Skrudland hit by Hogard, and down goes Hogard. Hogard went into him, and wow, and then down went Skrudland. Poulin rushes. Hit by Chelios. Chelios came out of the penalty box, and Poulin didn't see him. 19 seconds left. 1-0 Montreal. Bruins steal. Poulin trying to cut in, and he's broken up on the play. Shears with it. Has to wait for Burridge to clear. Now fires in. Time running out in the period. And the Canadiens clear it to center ice. So in that period, the shots were even, 11 apiece. Plenty of body checking there at the end. The score at the end of one period is Montreal 1, Boston nothing. Now to Gene Levanti for tonight's first intermission.
Okay, Fred, thank you very much. In just a moment, we'll have highlights of Game 4 of the Patrick Division Final. We'll go inside the NHL with Kevin Dupont of the Boston Globe. And John Pearson will share his opinions on tonight's first period. It's all coming up as Boston Bruins hockey on TV 38 continues. The first period from the Forum in Montreal, Canadiens leading the Bruins 1-0. Now, in Washington tonight, the Capitals are hosting the Rangers in Game 4 of the Patrick Division Finals. The Rangers needing a win to even the series at 2. We pick it up in the first period. Keep your eye on Capital goaltender Mike Riute. He takes a vicious hit from Troy Millette. He stays in the game. Millette went out for a penalty, but he made up for his earlier mistake by putting in the only goal of the game so far. The assist to Bernie Nichols. As you see, Nichols behind the net, centers the pass, a lot of traffic out in front. Riute can't see the puck. Millette gets the goal. So far, it stands as the only goal of the contest. The Rangers leading the Washington Capitals 1-0 at the end of the first period of play. As we told you, the Caps leading the series 2-1. Now, over in the Campbell Conference, one series is all even, while another has ended. In last night's action in the Norris Division Final, the St. Louis Blues lost to the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 in the final. In that contest, the series now even at 2. Wayne Presley, 7 playoff goals for the Hawks. Consider this, he scored 6 goals the entire regular season. In the Smythe Division, the Edmonton Oilers finish off the Los Angeles Kings, sweeping the series 4-0. Joe Murphy scoring the game-winning goal at 4:42 of the extra period. The Oilers now await the winner of the Chicago-St. Louis series. Now, throughout this series, the Bruins have had great success beating Patrick Roy to the top shelf. Kevin DuPont of the Boston Globe joins us now live from the Forum. And Kevin, you fear Roy may not be entirely at fault for his recent porousness.
That's a real good point, Gene. You know, they call this place St. Patrick's Cathedral, among other things, and part of it is because Patrick Roy can just dominate here, not only for a game, but for an entire season. He went an entire season here with never losing. What's important to know, though, is the Canadiens now are without Rick Green, they were without Larry Robinson, and without those two big defensemen back there, that's how they dominated before. They had Craig Ludwig with them, they had Chris Chelios. Chris Chelios isn't at full speed. When they don't have that real solid oak tree defense, all of a sudden the rest of these defensemen look like weeping willows. It's just not the same defense back here. The other point to know is that Roy, the Bruins now feel Roy can be beaten high. Whether that's true or not, whether that is his greatest weakness, no one really knows. But they believe that now. They've looked at film over and over and over. They're convinced, shoot at his shoulders, shoot at his head. So they can get in there now. They can get by smaller defensemen, and they can get in and shoot high on Patrick. They've got it documented in their minds. It might as well be true.
Now, speaking of goaltenders, Kevin, there's an interesting trend that's developing in some of the other series so far. A lot of the #1 goaltenders are watching the game from the bench, and it looks like the #2, in some cases, the #3 goaltenders are stepping to the center stage.
It's an amazing difference, Gene. Normally what you like to see, if you're a team in the playoffs, you like to see your #1 goaltender in there. And if you look around now at the 5 other teams that are in, I can't say any one of those teams has really the goaltender they want to have. Bill Ranford is in there for Edmonton. I'm sure they'd much rather have Grant Fuhr, although Ranford's done a pretty good job. In the other games, Curtis Joseph in St. Louis, Eddie Belfour in Chicago, 2 rookies. You never used to see 2 rookies opposing each other in the playoffs. And now in New York, they're going with Richter, the Rangers, and Washington, because Donnie Beaupre's hurt, they have to go with Mike Liut. But none of those teams, I think, would want, they'd all want different guys in there. They'd all want their #1 guy playing well and carrying them, just like Andy Moog is here.
Now let's stay with that Patrick Division final for a moment. The Caps, surprisingly, have dominated so far. Where have the Rangers gone off the track? What's happened to them?
Well, the Rangers went off the track, I think, Gene, in mid-March when Brian Leetch went down with his broken ankle, and ever since their defense has had more problems. I think they're going to have many more problems in that series unless they can get more defensemen back. They're without David Shaw. They're without Mark Hardy. I don't know if Hardy's back in there tonight. But that's where they're breaking down, and Washington is just all revved up. They're finally going to the attack. Brian Murray was more defensive. They got Terry Murray now, and they're just ringing up those defensemen on the rear boards.
All right, Kevin DuPont, thanks a million. We'll see you next time.
All right, Gene.
All right, that's Kevin DuPont of the Boston Globe. In a moment, John Pearson joins us with his analysis. It's straight ahead as Boston Bruins hockey on TV 38 continues. The shots are even. Guy Carbonneau with the only lamplighter so far. It's 1-0 Montreal after the first period. And the Montreal Canadiens lead the Bruins 1-0 after the first period. John Pearson with us tonight. And John, Montreal showing us actually a pretty good period for both teams, with the Canadiens showing us a little something we haven't seen, especially in comparing to the last game.
Well, I have not seen basically the first 3 games, Gene, but I wasn't disappointed at the way the Bruins played in that first period, especially at the Montreal Forum. And one of the things you have to be concerned about with the Canadiens, especially at the Forum, is how they move the puck out of their own end through center ice. They're very quick. They don't have the expertise back on defense like they once did, but they still have the ability with their speed to make that happen. And I want to show you right here some things that happened in the first period. The Canadiens coming out of their own end. This is great, shutting them down. I'll hold it right there. You're going to see Wesley on Corson right here, taking him out with the body. Now what they tried to do is separate the Canadian forwards from the play, hoping to disjoint it for them. And that's what the Bruins did very well in the first period. They made the Canadiens play a disjointed period, even though they're ahead 1-0. And as we roll this through, you're going to see some good back checking and shutting down the Canadian forwards. Now we're going to hold it right there because this is Christian on this Canadian. He's taking hold of him, which allows Ray Bourque to key on this right here. And that is short of shutting down the vaunted Canadian attack, which obviously has not been that prolific in this series so far. And we roll this through, and Bourque makes the play to stop the play as they get the shot on Andy Moog with a good backhand glove save. Now also, both teams were running around a little too much in the first period, and the Bruins are going to have to worry a little bit about that. Here's the play coming up, and you'll see these 3 Bruins. They're all keyed on this one Canadian. Now that's a no-no. As we roll this through, you're going to see what happens. The Bruins giving up the blue line. That's another little no-no. But right here, you're going to see the three Bruins sort of still keying on this. Although this is over here, you've got Carbonneau coming in, or Corson rather, coming in off that left wing as we roll this through. Corson tries a nice little pass, and this is a fantastic stop by Moog off Courtnall, but Moog has great balance and the ability to stop those impossible shots. Now, the only goal of the first period was scored by the Canadiens, and once again, this is not a bad defensive play right here. You've got the forward right here blocking the Canadian out of the play, and you've got the defenseman coming in behind to pick up the puck. But the thing breaks down because of this guy right here. As he moves in, we'll roll this through, and the good forechecking of the Canadians allows them to disturb and disrupt the Bruins as Carbonneau comes in from the side and makes the shot. But from our end angle, we're going to show you the breakdown of the running around as we let this roll. That's Wesley on Keane. But as we roll this through, and you're going to see now right here, hold it, we got 5 Bruins right here in a row. Now, what is wrong with this play is that they're all over against the boards. This is Beers, the defenseman. Somebody needs to be over here somewhere in front of that net. And as this play revolves, you're going to see Carbonneau, who's right here, grab the loose puck and move in. And we roll this through. You'll see Carbonneau moving along behind Wesley, cuts in from a very bad angle, actually, but there's nobody in front of the net. As we show it right here, here's Neely making a desperate effort, but Beers, the defenseman, was cut out of position. I think he somewhat thought that Neely was going to play his defensive position, so did not make the concerted effort. But as we roll this in, you'll see Carbonneau, who's a tough little player, takes the shot and slips it between the pads of Andy Moog. And the Canadiens scored the only goal of the first period, but there was a little bit of running around, Gene, and I think the Bruins have to be more disciplined, especially in the Montreal Forum, where the Canadiens are a little quicker there than they are at the Boston Garden.
You saw at the end of the first period the Canadiens exerting a lot of playing very physical. Do you think that's something the Bruins should adapt now to try to get themselves back into this game and play a little bit more physical? They've been pretty good at restraining themselves so far, but you know, it seemed that they weren't following up on their checks as well
I
as
think
they
the Bruins have to play disciplined hockey and play their positions and body check whenever possible. But if the cheap shots are coming, and boy, that Chelios thing was a real cheap shot, they're going to have to take those, bite their tongue, and play it cool.
And cash in when they get the power play
That's
chance.
it.
All right, John, thanks a lot. We'll see you again in our second intermission. Right now, we are set for the second period of play from the Forum in Montreal, so let's return to Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Thank you, Gene and John. And at the end, as Mike Milbury walked across the ice, he was blasting Marawelli. We thought maybe they might get a bench penalty for it. He was speaking quite vigorously, and what he meant is the Chelios hit on Moog 2 minutes really.
That was intent to injure, and you're not allowed to go running into goalkeepers like that. And then the punch on Janney, that they didn't see that. Like John
well,
says,
it's the goaltenders. I mean, they're such a big part of the game. And Daigneault is on now with Svoboda as we're underway in the second period. Daigneault rushes over the line. Pass in front, deflects near Moog, taken by Wesley. Wesley checked by Smith. Battling for it, Peterson. He's the rookie out of Sherbrooke. Top scorer for Sherbrooke, American League. They put it in front. Daigneault puts it right back in. Moog right there to jam it up as Smith is tied up near the net. And the puck's still loose. Finally, the Bruins break it out. Poulin coming, trying to create a 3-on-2. Gets it off for Christian. Wrapped in wide, going for it. Burridge on Daigneault. Christian there, checked it, and loses now to Svoboda. And away comes Smith. Smith over the Boston line for Peterson. Good hard shot, but wide. What for? Bounces around, and John Carter has it. 3-on-2 for Boston with Don Sweeney coming up. It's Carter. Going, Don Sweeney, fan, follow up here, and a shot on a great save on Galley. Galley had a marvelous chance on a 3-on-2 for Boston. And in the Boston end now, winding up, is Gary Galley. Won't get many better than Galley had there. Ludwig checked around the corner, but Courtnall starts it out. He's blocked by Carpenter. Loses to Courtnall. Courtnall over the line for Corson. Corson puts it in front, skated off by Don Sweeney. Trying to clear it out, stopped by Chelios. His shot wide. Breakout, Bob Sweeney up the right wing side. Over the line with Carpenter. And Bob Sweeney never made a play, never had control. And by the time he could, he was indecisive, and the play is offside.
Well, that shot comes off the boards. That thing spins like you wouldn't believe. Sweeney wanted to make the original play. Got better of it, tried to control it. There's Matthew Schneider. Delayed too long. Never did get the play off.
And 1-0 Montreal. About 2 minutes played here in the second period. Shots are even at 12 apiece. 1 apiece each in the second period. And Stephen LeBeau is at center with Courtnall and Corson. Carpenter, Carter, Bob Sweeney. Bourque and Wesley. Bob Sweeney and Corson are jamming and talking and arguing. And the puck goes to Desjardins. He's on with Schneider. Schneider out of wing socket. Gives it off to Desjardins. In the center ice to Courtnall. And Corson. Pass up, stop. Wesley can't set up play. Over the line, it's LeBeau. Almost set up Courtnall in front. He was twisted around. He puts it near the net. And Courtnall continues. He's a cocky player, but a very effective one. Bruins started out. Carter. Over the line, crisscrossing. Going with Carpenter, stopping, cutting. Trying to give it to his defenseman. Can't do it. And a 3-on-1 for the Canadiens. Courtnall, Schneider, Desjardins. It goes back to Schneider, and his shot went wide. And boy, the Canadiens missed a glorious opportunity as Carpenter gets it out. A 3-on-1 there. And Schneider, not a good man to finally wind up because of his position. And he missed the net. Carbonneau battling here with Peterson. Peterson forced back. Bourque wraps it around. Icing the call. With the score, Montreal 1, Boston nothing. We'll return in a moment. Looking at Shane Corson on the Montreal bench.
There's Carpenter and Corson, top of your screen, going at it, high sticking each other.
Amazingly, in this second period, very loose play as we look at the two of them, with 3-on-2s and 3-on-1s given up.
What it is, it's emotion, it's attitude is the dominant force in this game. The Canadiens are the underdog, and they've got something to prove. The Bruins trying to get away with a little less effort than they played in the first 3 games.
Shot by Chelios, blocked. He's able to keep it in. Batted around. Canadiens. Walter can't get it. Prop moves it off, and Cam Neely breaks it out. Right wing side unloads, and it's deflected into the stands by Ludwig. And the face-off in the Canadian zone inside the line. Cam Neely up the right wing side with no forward on him, but Ludwig got a piece of that slap shot. Janney, Prop, and Neely, the Boston line, with Bob Beers and Alan Peterson on defense.
Here's a diagram of how to botch a 3-on-1.
How about 4-on-1?
And they don't get a shot away. Excellent position by Alan Peterson.
Peterson drives it in, and Beers missed it at the line. Goes all the way to the Boston end. Peterson back. Moog elects to pass it up. Neely can't collect it, and Chelios with it. Ludwig takes a hit from Neely, but Keane gets it over the line. Takes a hit from Peterson. In deep, Moog around looking for Prop. Prop hit by Walter. A left-hand shot by Chelios. That's talent. He switched to a left-hand shot the time to get it off quickly. Bob Beers trying to set up Janney. Can't do it. Pass up now to Keane. Keane over the line with Walter. Long shot in, kicked away. Walter able to wrap it in deep. Carbonneau looking for Courtnall, missed. And all the way down to the Montreal end. Svoboda lost it. Picking it up as Byers. Tried a quick backhander and missed the net. Hoggood pokes it around the other side. Byers going for it. Hoggood lands atop Svoboda. And a face-off called. And the puck drifted there. Tough break that Byers was a right-hand shot coming in that position.
Good hustle by Byers. Come off the bench like a dart. Patrick Roy just a little lazy, didn't see him. this line in the first period, all were skating. Mike Milbury's opted to go to it, get something started. Patrick Roy with a shutout gets better all the time.
Gould at center. Hoggard and Byers on the wings. Don Sweeney and Galley. Puck down. Hoggard puts it near the net. Svoboda takes it off Roy. Sends it out to Courtnall. Courtnall on Don Sweeney. Broken up. Don Sweeney sends the Bruins away. Gould with it. Don Sweeney following up. 3-on-2 over the line. The clear-in. Roy able to knock it away from Hoggard. Kept in by Gould. Hustles in the corner. Digs for it. Hoggard gets it behind the net. Trying to deflect it in front. That didn't work. Byers keeps it in for Hoggard. Hoggard turns. Hit the post. Greg Hoggard from Byers hit the post. This line has played marvelously. And here's Courtnall. A long lead for Gilchrist. Gilchrist hustles in. Taps it around. And the Bruins start it out. Hoggard hitting the post. Second time the Bruins have done it. Gould back. And at the line, Byers is offside. Trying to stay onside. It is. There's Courtnall trying to belt at Gould after the whistle. 1-0 Montreal, second period at the Forum. Playing only one shift in the first period. Gould, Hoggard, and Byers created pressure. And this is their second shift out here in the second period. And again, with Hoggard hitting the post on an excellent scoring bid with plenty of drive and dash. By that, they would rank as the fourth line. They didn't get much chance in the first period. The Bruins were on power plays. Shot in by Ray Bourque. 1-0 Montreal, second period. Desjardins swings it out. Moved up by Peterson, stopped by Wesley. Over to Ray Bourque. Bourque back for Wesley. The pass in, blocked. Cleared out by Schneider. Blocked by Bourque. Bourque takes a wicked hit. That was a hit by Lemieux. And he bangs into Wesley. And away comes Peterson. Peterson, a shot deflected high. Lemieux really hooked one on Ray Bourque after he made the pass out. Canadians going with some veterans. They have played in earlier games, but they're showing the way with hitting, drive, and the applause is for Lemieux for checking Raymond Bourque. There is Claude Lemieux, the rugged winger of the Montreal Canadiens. 13:59 left in the second period, 1-0 Montreal.
That's just an off-balance shove rather than a hit. That's a push. Claude Lemieux is not one of his coach's favorite players.
But it is Raymond Bourque, and the fans react to it as maybe I did. Wow, look at that one. A big hit. And
players didn't.
Face off now to the left of Moog. And the Bruins with it. Galley winding up. Off for Peterson. Up for Burridge, and he's covered. Winding up is Corson. Now to Courtnall. Up for LeBeau. Cleared over the line. Neely knocks it away. LeBeau follows up. Keeps it in. A shot and a save by Moog. And Corson is rocked up in the crease. Bruins figure he's ready to go at Moog.
Alan Peterson.
Plenty of hitting. And Courtnall is taken down here by Burridge. Courtnall, very, very cocky and very, very talented and a superb skater for the Montreal Canadiens. You don't mind cockiness if you can back it up.
No, what you got is the Bruins are taking all these initial punches and slashes and showing great discipline, but Canadians continue to get away with it. Now the official, he has all the power. He can stop that, but he's got to call it. If he doesn't call it, then the extracurricular stuff will be so frustrating, and at one point he's going to lose this game. This game is very close from breaking out as it is.
Matching penalties now, Corson and Neely. Oh, wait a minute, Neely's standing there.
Yeah, I think it's Peterson and Corson.
It is Alan Peterson and Shane Corson. And the faceoff will be in the Boston end. 13:38 left here in the second period.
Here's LeBeau comes in on the clear from Neely. Backhander's high. There's the slash. On the lower legs, Alan Peterson's elbow got through on Corson's head.
And the Canadiens putting a ton of pressure on Moog, more as much physical as anything else, as they crowd the crease, jam in front of him. And in the first period, he took a wicked hit from Chelios. Chelios got a 2-minute penalty, and the Bruins 0 for 4 in power plays. The Montreal Canadiens 0 for 2. The Canadiens playing easily their best game, although their game number 1 at Boston Garden, not bad.
They played superb in the game 1 and 2. Patrick Roy had a bad night in game 3.
LeBeau waved out. Skrudlin will take it. Skrudlin, Lemieux, and LeBeau, the line. Poulin on the draw, had it, lost it. LeBeau able to get it in the corner, centers it, backhander, and a save by Moog on a turnaround by Skrudlin. That was close. LeBeau keeps it in, puts it in front, it deflects wide. Neely, jammed by Lemieux. Penalty on Boston. Heavy pressure there by Montreal. Wesley is going out. A power play for Montreal. This will be their 3rd. Montreal 1, Boston 0, second period at the Forum. Wesley is out. And Boston penalized. Holding is the call. 13:24 left here.
There he is at the side of the net. Skrudlin working.
This is the 3rd power play for Montreal. The first one not of long duration. Svoboda able to keep it in. In the corner, LeBeau trying to work it in front. Checked by Galley. They fight for it deep in the corner. LeBeau with it. LeBeau moves it off to Skrudlin. Skrudlin along the boards trying to make the play. It's blocked. Bruins get it. Christian clears it. Ray Bourque fed it up to Christian. Poulin and Christian. Now Propp is out with Poulin. Bourque is on with Bob Beers. Chelios drives it in. Courtnall there. Banged around. Beers able to get it across. Ray Bourque and Chelios going for it. Chelios pokes it behind the net. Propp trying to get it. Didn't see it. Courtnall gets it back to Svoboda. All the way across for Chelios. Just able to keep it in. Now Svoboda in the corner. Courtnall. Svoboda. Now to Chelios at the right point. Screen shot. Hoping for a deflection. It stayed wide. Svoboda shot. Blocked by Moog on a good stand-up play. Around the boards. Chelios able to keep it in. Now behind the net. He's moving it in front of it. Fine stop there. That was LeBeau cutting in front. And a high stick by the Bruins on the face-off call to the left of Andy Moog. Excellent power play by the Montreal Canadiens. 12:07 left here in the period as we look at Dan Marawelli. 43 seconds on the power play.
Great poke check by Andy Moog and LeBeau. That puck was going. He had it lined up far side. Took the shot. Moog got the stick on it, deflected it up in the air.
8 minutes into the second period. If you could measure intensity, it would go to the Canadiens.
Yes.
They have had a drive sparked by veterans like Ryan Walter and Guy Carbonneau, Claude Lemieux. Marcus Roy, solid now. Shot in by Desjardins. Save on the 50-footer. Smith with it, closing with Lemieux setting in front. Smith rides it back for Schneider. Schneider can't keep it in. Trying to break was John Carter. Carter broke that one up. The Canadiens right back. Peterson clears it in. Bounces near the net. Moog trying to clear it out. Bruins get it out. And breaking John Carter. Picking up Carpenter. Fires. And it's wide. A screaming shot. Another one by Don Sweeney. Save. Carpenter to Carter. Short-handed to Carpenter. Hard shot. Save Roy on the short side. 5 seconds left. As Carpenter. Carter really kept it in. Here comes Smith back. Smith over the line. Broken up. And the Bruins break it out. Possible 2-on-2. Here it is. Wesley out. Wesley going deep on Schneider. Behind the net. Puts it in front. Knocked away by Desjardins. And John Carter and Bob Carpenter really put the heat on at the Montreal end. Short-handed, the Bruins. Desjardins out. Full strength, Montreal. This one is deflected into the stands. Face off near the Montreal line. And that play And the drive, talk about intensity level. Carpenter and Carter really put the heat on.
Carter almost had a breakaway past Matthew Snyder, who gloved the puck, knocked it down. Because he was standing still. Carter would have been jumped by. Would have jumped by him and been gone. Good heads-up play by Snyder. And when the Bruins got it in, a little stick work between Carpenter and Carter.
And for Boston, Janny Neely. Burridge out there now. Burridge is at left wing on the line. Changed by Mike Nobury with Galley and Wesley. Guy Carbonneau starts it out. He has scored the only goal of the game. Chelios forced back. Ludwig pops it up on the left to Walter. Now to Chelios. Chelios stopped that by Wesley. Galley wheels it around. It deflects into the stands on the faceoff in the Boston zone. Montreal 1, Boston nothing. Second period at the Forum. Faceoff coming up in the Boston end. Chelios, Ludwig on defense. The line is Carbonneau, Walter, and Keene. The draw right back for Chelios. Screen shot blocked. Not knocked away. Turnaround by Keene missed. Wesley pokes the rebound up. Around for Neely. Neely starts it out. Up in the center ice, it is Galley. Carbonneau hauled down behind the play. Wesley is going out. Bruins had a good break. A tripping call as Wesley took down Carbonneau. Another power play for Montreal.
Well, more interference than anything. Right there's Wesley and Carbonneau. They get tied up is all. Guy Carbonneau takes a dive. Dan Marawelli sees it as a penalty. Bruins are going to have to kill another one.
The Bruins have had 4 power plays and failed to score. In that first period, they had a 2-man advantage for a long stretch and failed to score with Craig Janney hitting the post. Greg Hoggard in the second period has hit the post. But the Bruins have been blanked, and the Canadiens now go on their 4th power play. Back for Don Sweeney. Able to clear it. Chelios is on with Svoboda up front. LeBeau at center with Courtnall and Corson. Courtnall all the way across. Chelios bangs it in. Ray Bourque first on it. Wraps it around. Not out. Now fought for. Courtnall just able to keep it in. To LeBeau. In deep for Corson. Corson hit. Courtnall behind the net. Rolls it in front. Knocked away. Kept in by LeBeau. LeBeau adds a lot to their power play. Near the net. Drops it in front. And Propp in perfect position, able to clear it away.
Brian Propp does position himself very well. Gets an awful lot of loose pucks.
Svoboda gets away from Propp's deep forechecking. Rushes over the Boston line. Along the line. Off for Courtnall. Courtnall in deep. Fell down. Check. Now it's knocked in front. Corson knocked away. The Bruins. Ray Bourque. Boy, had they not wanted a change, could have broken 3-on-2 then.
I don't know if it was a case of warning. I think they needed it.
And Mike Nobury makes defensive changes. Svoboda wraps it in. 1-0 Montreal. Moog trying to clear it. Carter able to drive it by. Hit the linesman at center ice. Carpenter fights for it. Now Chelios able to get it. And over the line, Skrudland. Lemieux. Chelios. In deep backhander. A save by Andy Moog. What a stop he made as Skrudland is taken down. Great stop there. Chelios keeps it in. Back comes Smith. Screen shot blocked in front. Lemieux knocked off the puck by Peterson. Kept in by the Canadiens. Moog tremendous there on Lemieux a moment ago. Chelios back for Schneider. Shot knocked wide. In the corner, kept in Lemieux. Lemieux back for Schneider. Over to Chelios. Chelios just able to keep it in. The Bruins back at full strength trying to organize. A deflected shot by Smith goes wide. Peterson battling for it in deep. Smith taken down. Wesley out there. Wesley trying to tie it up. Checked by Skrudland. Andy Moog. Tremendous there, and Wesley finally able to tie it up. And Andy Moog, the story, defending against the power play. 1-0. Montreal back in a moment. Canadian power play much more effective with Stephen LeBeau out there, and plenty of drive and hustle, and Andy Moog kept them at bay. They've had 7 shots in the second period to 4 for Boston. 7:53 left here in period number 2. 1-0 Montreal. Christian against Walter.
Somebody's going to have to come up with that individual move.
Christian for Wesley. Bork takes down a checker. And away comes Christian with Propp. Over the line, Propp, a shot, save, rebound, and Christian can't get it. It popped in the air. Neely the follow-up, but it's cleared out. Wesley now winding up center ice. Way for Janney. Janney can't move in. Puck kept away by Keane. Keane up the right wing side. Drives it in deep. Walter going for it. He's checked, knocked down. A battle in the corner. Puck jammed up on a face-off call to the left of Moog.
That was a little more zip by the big line.
Brian Propp. A pass over the line from Christian, and the drive and a save by Patrick Roy. The rebound popped away from Christian. The Boston Bruins are offering limited playoff edition Ray Bork, Cam Neely, and Andy Moog T-shirts and sweatshirts. The 100% cotton T-shirts cost $14.95. The heavyweight sweatshirts are $24. Order now by calling 1-800-344-PLAY. All orders will be shipped within 72 hours. Face-off now to the left of Moog. 7:20 left in the second period. Carbonneau, who's on the face-off, has the only goal of the game. Great individual effort coming off the corner. Montreal totals 18 shots, Boston 16. Don Sweeney trying to come out. Galley for Propp. Propp fell down. Back up, Carbonneau in. He falls down. Keane there. Propp around for Neely. Neely to Don Sweeney, a breakout. Don Sweeney trying to set up Christian. Christian cuts wide, but back to cover is Desjardins. For Schneider. He's broken up by Neely. Neely in turn broken up by Roy before he can get the shot away, and Keane breaks it out. Chopped away now up to Neely. Now Christian with it. Away on the left for Don Sweeney. Don Sweeney over the line. Moving deep on Desjardins. It's checked off the stick of Desjardins and into the stands of the face-off call in the Montreal end. And Patrick Roy, a poke check on Neely. That young defense out there, Desjardins and Schneider. Neely making a move, and Patrick Roy saved the day as he poke checked it away as it rolled near the net.
That's Cam Neely at his best when he's working, poke checking, forechecking. Really stole that one. If he could have got a stick on it, I'm quite sure what he was heading to do was to cut out front. Patrick Roy beat him to it.
The only goal in the game by Guy Carbonneau. It came in the first period. Each team's had 4 power plays. They're 0 for 4. 6:29 left in this period number 2. Corson and Gould. This line has been terrific for Boston in 2 shifts. Gould at center, Hawgood and Byers. Wesley and Beers on defense. Canadians get the draw for Daigneault. Now Svoboda. In the center ice, connects with Corson. Over the line for Courtnall, bearing in. A shot hit the side of the net or the post. Hard rush in by Courtnall. Wesley winds up. Clears it out. And Byers can't get it. Svoboda has it. Svoboda rushing. The clear-in. Big rush by Courtnall again down that right wing side. Gould back, trying to come out. LeBeau checks him. Winding up is Bob Beers. Beers checked by LeBeau. Hauled down, broken up by Corson. Corson wheels. A pass off Svoboda. Shot deflected wide off LeBeau. Kept in by Courtnall. Heavy pressure here now as Gould tries to help out. Get possession. Wesley checked in deep. Corson has it. He's checked. Now Wesley trying to tie it up and get a face-off. LeBeau to Courtnall. A shot and a save by Andy Moog. And Boston's Byers comes out. Clears it in wide of Patrick Roy. And the Bruins were hemmed in there. A bounce in front. Neely can't quite pick it up. Carter to Neely. Now back to Ray Bork. 5:12 left. Second period. 1-0 Montreal. Bork has Skrudlin on him. Forced back. Janney, Neely, Carter, the Boston line. Carter is at left wing. It's up for Carter. Breaking now with Janney. Janney over the line, going deep, holding. Looking for Neely, and it went behind him. He was cutting for the net. And Skrudland gets control to Ludwig. Now to Daigneault. Ludwig in front of the net. Bruins press, and Walter able to get it out. Off for Daigneault. Control hockey there. This could be icing. Icing against Montreal. 4:30 left in the second period. 1-0 Montreal at the Forum. Craig Janney tied for 4th in total scoring in playoffs. And Cam Neely is 3rd in scoring.
What he needs now is a point. You got to get this juncture. A goal is absolutely necessary. You cannot let this wind down. The Canadiens are starting to protect this 1-goal lead.
Janney on the draw. It's back for Peterson. In now for Carter. For Bourque. Shot is blocked by Walter. Ray Bourque starts it back. The lead too far. Carter hustles in on Ludwig. They go to the corner. And Neely had it. Lost it now. Walter picks it up. Walter checked by Janney. Broken up. But it rolls to Chelios on the other side. He's checked by Neely. Kept in by Carter. And he can't connect with Neely. Chelios gets another chance. And Walter works it out to Carbonneau. Carbonneau on Don Sweeney. The shot, the save. What a dandy save by Mogan to break out Boston. 3-on-2 for the moment. Janney coming. Don Sweeney with him. Holds. Gives it for Christian. Missed by a wide margin. Kept in on the follow-up. Bounces for Christian again. The shot deflected high as John Carter kept it in at the right point. Christian with a shot. And this one deflected high. 3:33 left in the second period. It is 1-0 Montreal. John Carter apparently will be on the line now with Janney and
these are the types of opportunities that Montreal is waiting for. A wrist shot, that would have been wide of the net. Andy Moe couldn't, suffice it to say, let it go.
That was Carbonneau, who has scored the only goal of the game. Christian out there now with Poulin and Burridge, Don Sweeney and Galley.
There's the wrist shot and save.
Back to Boston, Sweeney. He's checked. Gets it again. Closes. Fires. And misses. Great chance for Don Sweeney. Original shot blocked. And then he moved in. Don Sweeney clears it in now. The Bruins clear the zone, but back for it, Desjardins. Desjardins holding, waiting for Skrudland. To Schneider. Bruins check it. Can't get control. It just bounced away from Burridge as they moved on top of the young defense. Ewan back for Gilchrist. A fourth line here. The shot is blocked by Galley on Gilchrist. Trying to clear it out. Poulin trying to sweep it away on the left for Burridge. Burridge gets it over the line. Checked. Back for it is Christian. Christian all the way across for Poulin. Poulin now back deep. Burridge hit. Checked by Desjardins. Trying to get away. Schneider there. Christian moving in around the boards. Ray Bourque just able to keep it in. Gives it to Christian. Christian back for Bourque. Shot blocked by Gilchrist. Bruins with the pressure now. And it's knocked out by Desjardins. 2:25 left. Second period. 1-0 Montreal. Bruins trying to come back, but it's a line change. Schneider ices it. Heavy pressure last couple of shifts by the Boston Bruins. Montreal 1, Boston 0. Second period at the Forum. Total shots at 20 Montreal, 16 for Boston. The Canadiens in this period have had 9 shots to 5 for Boston. But the last couple of shifts, the Bruins have taken over offensively, and the Canadiens have had a couple of power plays in this period. And good ones, too, with LeBeau out there leading them. Andy Moe held the fourth. Winding up is Smith and Svoboda. Bruins break it up. John Carter, he's over the line. Trying to make the play and can't do it. Now on the left side, Peterson going with Bourque. Bourque takes him down. Peterson in the corner, checked in the play. The puck out, intercepted by John Carter. Carter trying to break it away to center ice, connects with Carpenter. Carpenter over the line, trying to cut in, puts it on, throw up, a save, follow up, score! John Carter on the rebound of the Bob Carpenter. Shot to tie the game at 1.
Once again, upstairs, the Bruins go up Up top on Patrick Roy. For almost 40 minutes, they tried him down low again, just getting the shot on, hoping it would go in. Great hustle by Bobby Carpenter. Really turns it on here. You got Carpenter slides through. Now he's got to fight for the puck in the corner, gets the backhand on, squirts loose. John Carter jumps on the rebound, goes upstairs. Big goal. That's going to be a big goal. Bob Sweetie driving to the net, preoccupied Svoboda.
His 4th series goal, and the Bruins tie it up. 1:34 left here in period number 2. And what a rush by Bob Carpenter to set it up. The Greater Boston combination paying off there. Now over the line. Neely fires. Misses short side. Prop! Oh, just off the side of the net. Prop on a rebound of a Neely shot. Puck kept in by Wesley. 1-1 the score. John Carter tied it up. Puck knocked out the center ice, and Keane rushes. Wesley back on him. And the Bruins break it up. Prop trying to move, can't do it. Over the line comes Carbonneau for a shot deflected high by Wesley into the stands. 1 minute left here. An all Massachusetts goal as Carter and Carpenter with the great rush and the shot as Carpenter sifted through the defense. I once worked for a radio station, and it was an independent one, and the general manager, Ben Bartzoff, called it Greater Boston's greatest independent. And this is Greater Boston's greatest contribution here. John Carter and Bob Carpenter combining when the Bruins needed late in the 2nd period.
And Bob Sweeney going to the net, and he's going to pick himself up an assist prior to getting it out of the Bruins' end, so that's an awful big goal. Believe me, that looms big. Montreal looks at themselves pretty satisfied. Almost 40 minutes, shut the Bruins down. Getting into a mold with the Bruins just waiting for a break. Then they picked it up a little bit, started to skate.
Now Chelios keeps it in, getting the draw. The pass blocked. And Poulin up for Neely. Neely checked immediately at center ice. LeBeau winding up, and he stopped. 1-1 the score. John Carter, 4th series goal. He had 2 the other night, and the Bruins' victory, of course, could have had maybe 5. Bruins pressing the Montreal defense now, as they have in the last 6 minutes or so. Chelios weaving finally works it out to LeBeau with Courtnall. Courtnall with the speed over the line. Pass in. Poulin's back checking in front of Corson. Broke that up. Corson would have been in alone, and Dave Poulin back checking had him covered. Beautiful play by Poulin there. 18 seconds left in the period. Corson starting back. Fires it in. Andy Moe, terrific 2nd period, lets it go to Galley. Galley is racked up in there by Corson. Out for LeBeau. A backhander blocked in front. Goes wide. Around the corner, another centering pass knocked away, and that's it in the period. Heavy pressure. Stephen LeBeau has made a lot of difference, creating a lot of attack for the Montreal Canadiens, as he did in the final seconds there. And the score at the end of 2 periods of play, Boston 1 and Montreal 1. Now to Gene Levanchi for tonight's 2nd intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. In just a moment, we'll take a look at the highlights of tonight's Game 4 of the Patrick Division Finals between the Rangers and Capitals, plus Fred Derrick and John Pearson offer their opinions on tonight's Game 4. It's all coming up in our 2nd intermission as Boston Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues. Kevin Dupont say earlier tonight that the Bruins should continue to go up top on Patrick Roy. That's exactly what John Carter did toward the end of the 2nd period, his goal evening this hockey game at 1 after 2 periods of play. Meanwhile, in the Patrick Division Finals, the Rangers and Capitals are battling in Game 4 tonight at the Cap Center. We pick it up in the 2nd period, the Rangers leading 1-0. The Caps tie the hockey game. The shot in front, there you see the loose puck, and it's Tim Berglund shooting it to the far side and in. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Here you see it again, Berglund skating in, he goes to the far side, and it's a 1-1 hockey game. Now, John Druce has since scored, and the Caps now lead this hockey game 2-1. John Druce is on the loose, his 10th playoff goal tonight. And again, it's the Caps leading the Rangers 2-1. Washington hoping to take a 3-1 lead in that best-of-7 series before it shifts back to Madison Square Garden on Friday night. In just a moment, we'll go back to the Forum to get some thoughts from Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson. So stay with us as Boston Bruins Hockey on TV 38 continues. John Carter and Guy Carbonneau, the goal scorers tonight. It's a 1-1 hockey game after 2 periods. Right now, let's return to the Forum in Montreal, where Fred and Derek are standing by to bring us their thoughts on tonight's Game 4. Gentlemen?
Game is tied up 1-1. The story of hockey really is skating. We take it very much for granted. But we look at a John Carter and a Russ Portnow and watch them skate simply with abandon. It creates great opportunities for them. Now, there are a lot of skaters, some we used to call pond skaters, who could skate, but they'd go outside and whatnot. But here are two who really have moved, and something to watch tonight.
Oh, they skate directly to the puck. Like you said, they don't take that evasive move outside. And you watching a game on television at home, and whether it be baseball or anything, hustle makes things happen. Force, base runners run around, run on the ball, make them force the good throw. You want to just lollygag and take your time and look to think the game and be defensive, and things just don't happen for you. Reckless abandon sometimes with the forwards. As long as one is setting the line up and protecting it, as long as the two defensemen can stand up, things are sound defensively. You've got to force Montreal to make those mistakes. When Poulin and Neely and Janney and when they were skating, Montreal defense tended to panic a little bit. They make the easy play and the soft play, and they don't make it hard enough. Bang, a Bruin was on the puck, and things. The last 10 minutes of that period started to turn around strictly from skating.
And tying the game, of course, a good move by Bob Carpenter. So the Greater Boston boys who grew up watching Derek Sanderson and Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito, here they are at the Montreal Forum, and they're explosive in their own right. You talk about the flying Frenchmen of Montreal. They're matching them skate by skate.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the players that are around Massachusetts that are playing have equal speed, equal ability to anybody in the world. It's just a matter of getting the opportunity. So what's happening here is that line has picked it up. They just said, okay, let's skate, boys. Now, a lot of times your coach will say, he'll keep on saying it, but they hear it so often from management and coaching staff that they have to say it to each other. Somebody has to go and do it. And the Byers, Hoggood, Gould line started things going. They said, this is by example. You can create havoc if you skate.
Well, you're talking about another skater. Greg Hoggood can really flash around, getting an opportunity after not playing in several games. So, at the end of 2 periods of play, with a John Carter goal, the game is tied at 1. We'll be back with more in just a minute.
John Pearson back with us once again. And John, the Bruins put on a nice flurry at the end of the period, and as Fred and Derek were talking about, they seemed to turn up the skating a notch, John Carter leading the way. And you also were impressed with the checking in that period.
Well, I think that both teams were much more disciplined in that period, Gene, than they were in the first, and that led into a checking battle, and the Canadiens are good at that. But the Bruins have that little extra pep late in the second period, which got them the goal. But I thought both teams played pretty well in that second period, and it's anybody's game now with the tied at 1-1. But we talk a lot about Ray Bourque, and I tell you, this guy is some kind of player with nerve and talent, and that's what it takes. And you'll see Ray Bourque in behind the net right here as we roll this through. Watch this nice little play as Bourque now steers around behind the net, and right there, look at him looking up. Now that's a play that most defensemen will not make, but Bourque is looking up, and who's looking back at him but Bob Sweeney right here. And this is Corson. Now, this is a very dangerous play, and this is why a lot of defensemen have not got the nerve to lay this soft pass right under the stick of Sweeney. And as we roll this through, watch Bourque lay a perfect pass on the stick of Bob Sweeney, and the Bruins have been doing that all night long, moving the puck extremely well out of their own end. Now, we talk a lot about face-offs, and we get an opportunity here to show you something that we may be able to break down for you. The face-off man right in here, now the defensive player, which is Bob Carpenter, he wants to prevent this man for the Canadiens from winning the face-off. That's the main concern. The Canadian on the offense wants to win the draw cleanly. You've got Ray Bourque, one defenseman here, and in the center right here is Glenn Wesley. Now, as we roll this through, you'll watch the perfect face-off guy right here. Carpenter wins it. Now, we're going to hold it right about there for just a moment. You'll see Neely, who's the right winger, come from this position right here up to this side. Carter peels off. Now his responsibility is up here, while Carpenter and Bourque help Wesley out to try to make the play. And as we roll this through, you're going to watch Wesley grab the puck. Bourque will take the forechecker out of the play, and here comes Wesley. Now right in center, watch this nice play to Carpenter. Nice little backhand play, and that's why I like to see that slap shot stopped and the wrist shot used more, because that backhand pass is so valuable.
Now the Bruins got a beautiful goal to tie this game up 1-1 in the last minute of the play. Here's Carpenter making the play, Carter rather, making a good defensive play in his own end and scooting up that right side. Now this is the play that set it up. The pass was a little ahead of Carpenter, but he reached out to make the reception at center ice. Now the man we want you to watch is Svoboda right here, and what we want you to watch are these skates right here. They are parallel. At some point when he starts moving in this direction, Carpenter notices these skates because Svoboda's got to turn at some point and face Carpenter. And as we roll this through in slow motion, watch the skates of Svoboda. Now we're going to hold it right there. You'll see he still has the skates parallel. He should have actually turned in this way to face Carpenter a little bit. Carpenter realizes that because if he continues through here, he's got the advantage on Svoboda. But you watch now as we roll this through in slow motion. Watch the skates now. He's starting to turn. He's locked in. He cannot move. Now right there, you'll see the puck. Carpenter realizes that. Watching these skates, he's got them tied, tongue-tied. He slides the puck in through, steps around them, and that's what sets the play in motion. As we roll this through, Carpenter makes a nice little backhand shot on Roy. They get their first break of the hockey game. The puck reels out in front. Carpenter pounces on it, top corner, 1-0, and boy, I'll tell you, the Bruins were kind of jubilant there as you see Ray Bourque. Now, we want to show you the telltale plays of a good goal scorer, and the guy we're talking about right here is Carter. Okay, now watch the play. As Carpenter fires the backhander on net, we'll roll this through. Carpenter backhands it. Now watch right there as we're going to hold it. You'll see Carter slow down right here. He's looking for the puck to come out in any direction. Now watch him as we roll this, how he pounces on this loose puck. This is a great goal scorer move. And upstairs, top corner, far side, and it's tied at 1-1. Good play for the Bruins on Carpenter. I'll tell you that Carpenter's a tough player when it comes down to money games. I like to have him up there.
All right, John, thank you very much and good stuff. We'll see you again at the end of the game. Right now, let's go back to the forum with Fred and Derek.
Thank you, Gene and John, set to go. Dave Poulin is out there with Burridge on the left and Neely on the right. Line changes by Mike Milbury. Bourque and Wesley on, and Burridge rushes. Away from Smith, gets it over the line, broken up, and the Bruins have to regroup. Peterson is checking Bourque. Mark Peterson called up from Sherbrooke. Poulin can't connect with Burridge. A steal by Neely on Chelios. Moves it in deep. Chelios after him. Burridge hustles in. Burridge checked by Keane. Around the boards, Poulin hustles in. Moves it deeper. Now behind the net, Neely pops it back near the line. Wesley, a shot blocked by Roy. Smith clears it to the corner, kept in by Poulin. Pressure by Boston. Bourque stays at the line. The puck slides out and batted now and deflected into the stands. And now look at Derek's keys.
Yeah, the keys in this game stopped the first period onslaught of the Canadiens. The Bruins were down 1-0. Not really an onslaught was established, so that was okay. Discipline, no facility penalties. They've done that well. However, the officiating may leave a little to be desired. Intensity. Bruins were missing that for the first 30 minutes. Started picking it up, and I think by example, mentioned between periods, the Gould-Byers-Hogwood line.
Off the face-off, it bounces into the stands. LeBeau is out there. Played well with Courtnall and Corson. The Boston line. The Greater Boston line. Carpenter, Bob Sweeney, Galley. Bob Sweeney and Carpenter assisted on the Carter goal. Galley penetrates. And Carpenter follows up, a shot wide. Carter puts it across, rolls back to Galley. The Bruins carrying the play as they did late in the second period, in deep. Rolls to the corner. Carter after it, wraps it deep. Svoboda checked by Carpenter. Courtnall able to tip it out on a good play, and LeBeau breaks. He's hauled down. Not really a severe trip. And no call, and Bob Sweeney over the line, fires, save, break, stop for Roy. He drilled that one from 40 feet. Bruins back checking. Carter breaks it up on Courtnall and wheels it back in. Icing called against Boston, but that was an excellent defensive play by John Carter after the good scoring bid by Bob Sweeney. Right pad save by Roy.
Like to see Bob Sweeney get that up. Patrick Roy, his whole game, he's mentioned, he said it in the papers before, likes to shut off the ice. Got great pair of legs.
Mark Peterson, rookie, up from Sherbrooke, top scorer, Sherbrooke American Hockey League. And he's out there because McVie is out with a groin injury.
Bob Sweeney gets the shot. Now, no one's going for the rebound. Carter curled deep looking for the drop pass. Roy picked that up. He realized that he had 3 Canadians in front of him.
For the Canadiens, Skrudlin is coming out now with Carbonneau and Keane. Desjardins and Schneider inside the line. Christian wins it for Bourque. 1-1 the score. Christian trying to come out. Check. Canadian Skrudlin keeps it in. Keane, shot, save, Moog. Janney starts it out with Christian. Christian, a lead for Prop. Prop taps it in wide. Roy there. Schneider, check. Prop puts it on the corner and a save by Roy. And he almost stuffed that in. Drive by Bourque. Is blocked. Canadians break 3-on-2. Carbonneau with it. Now off on the right. Carbonneau gets a return pass. Closes. The shot is blocked. And the Bruins have a breakout. Coming up now is Janney with Christian. Janney over the line, 2-on-2. Crossed the line, holding. Still holding. He's blocked. And Wesley tried to follow up, couldn't. And Skrudlin comes back. He's on Bob Beers. Beers checks it. It rolls across. Moog trying to clear it out. Stopped. Batted. Carbonneau checking the play. Canadians with it. Keane. Keane up for Carbonneau. Carbonneau out of the corner. Dropped it back for Skrudlin. Skrudlin in the corner. Fires behind the net. Keane broken up by Burridge. Not cleared. Desjardins a shot. A great save by Moog and a screen shot from the right point. And Christian gets it out. Can't connect with Janney. Schneider back. Long shot. Saved by Andy Moog. 1-1 the score. Wesley trying to move it out. Stopped by Lemieux. Kept in now. In front of the net. Wesley forced to knock it away. Icing on this one as Ludwig goes back for it. 1-1 in the third period at the Forum. About 3 minutes played. The shots are even 3 apiece in the third period, and the face-off to the right of Andy Moog. Each team 0 for 4 in power plays. Smith is out there. Prop almost stuffed that one in.
Patrick Roy got legs in there against the post.
Smith, Lemieux, and Walter. Bruins control. Don Sweeney starts it out. A lead for Poulin. Blocked by Chelios now. And Walter starts it back. He's played a fine game. The clear in. Back for it, Don Sweeney. Gets away from Lemieux. Tried to line him up. Don Sweeney starts it out. 1-1. Don Sweeney able to clear it in. Roy then nearly after it. A jam. The puck loose. Burridge with it. Looking for Poulin. And it just deflected away from him as he broke in alone. And back now Lemieux. Lemieux over the line. For Walter. Rolls in front. Knocked away. Not out. Walter drives it deeper. Bourque gets it up. And the Bruins. Poulin clears it out. Looking for Burridge. That doesn't work. Wesley and Smith collide. Bourque clears it out. Teams regrouping. Svoboda drops it in a 1-1 game, third period. 4 minutes played. Bourque's clear will be icing on this one. With the score 1-1, we're in the third period at the Forum. Keeps it in. He's a threat. Moving near the net. Broken up by Galley. Rolls across in front. A backhander and a score by LeBeau. And the rebound of a Corson shot. 2-1 Montreal. LeBeau from Corson.
Great hustle by the Canadiens. Stéphane LeBeau.
He has not played in the series, but he's been a
Bob
factor.
Sweeney turns to the point, man. LeBeau curls the inside, gets the pick. But LeBeau cuts through, dumps it. Now this is a harmless shot. Carter is deep. He's not supposed to be in there to get it, but LeBeau, nobody picks up LeBeau.
And the Canadiens take the lead again. Stéphane LeBeau. And in deep it is Courtnall checked on the play. Bruins started out. Carpenter. Blocked. LeBeau back. Fires one. Deflected off Galley. Goes wide. Galley, Corson, LeBeau fighting for it. Now Don Sweeney gets it up In the center ice, Bob Sweeney, the clear in. LeBeau, that goal, rebound of a fairly harmless backhander by Corson. 5 minutes into the third period, the Canadiens in front. Long shot here by Daigneault, saved by Moog. Covers up with Courtnall right there. And Peterson and Courtnall go at it. Courtnall has been cocky, aggressive, chippy, and talented. With the score, Montreal 2, Boston 1. We'll be back in a moment. And we had a chance to look at the executive suites, a new feature of the new Boston Garden. Larry Mulder with a personal tour for Derek and I. Corporation president should contact the new Boston Garden Corporation. There'll be about 100 of them, and they are marvelous. Tremendous seating arrangements and so many services available with them. Executive suites, feature of the new Boston Garden. And the draw kept in by Desjardins for a shot deflected wide. Bourque banging into Keane. Christian missed it. Bourque trying to get it. Peterson on the boards. Keane and Carbonneau keep it in for Peterson. A shot off the side of the net. Now Bourque trying to come out. Check. Christian trying to move. Bourque trying to get it. It's kept in here for Peterson again. A shot blocked by Christian. A lost stick. In front. A shot by Peterson. He's had 3 now and missed on 2 of them. And Propp trying to clear it. Can't do it. Desjardins able to keep it in. Peterson lost his stick, and the net dislodged now on a faceoff called outside the line. Pressure there by the Montreal Canadiens, leading by a score of 2-1 with big forechecking. The goal by LeBeau, a rebound of a Shane Corson shot here in the third period. The total shots.
Well, a sloppy shift by the Bruins have given the Montreal the lead. Can't be looking for, you got to force things to happen. They've gone back into that, it's a tie game, let's wait for our chances. But when you get into that, you don't stop skating. You can't allow guys like Peterson to be in the slot, taking shots. Here's a curl back, Carbonneau alone to Peterson again wide. That's just him standing still, looking to pick off passes without movement.
That's Mark Peterson, for the rookie for the Montreal Canadiens. 6 minutes into the third period, 2-1 Montreal. LeBeau scorer after John Carter tied it up in the second period. And the Canadiens using forechecking now to tie up Boston. Neely can't get moving. Poulin with it now. In the center ice, but missed by Burridge, and it deflects into the Montreal's bench, and it is called for a faceoff. With the score, 2-1 Montreal. We're in the third period at the Forum.
Skating will be the order of the day. Bruins got to get something going offensively here. The clock is going to be their enemy shortly.
Skrudlin out there with Gilchrist and with Walter. And the Canadiens, Chelios fires it in. Best defense, a good offense. Behind the net, Gilchrist trying to drop it in front. Can't. Chelios moves in, though. And the Canadiens keep it in the Boston end. Wesley pinned on the boards. Burridge digs it free. Spilled. Poulin winding up. Away to Galley. Back to Poulin. Poulin over the line. Holding. Clearing in as he's forced wide. Burridge goes for it in the corner. Now for Galley. Well up. In front alone. Neely didn't shoot it. Deflected it on Wawa for a save. Had he been able to control that for a shot, he was in great position. Peterson keeps it in. The shot goes high. Deflected into the stands on a face-off called, and Cam Neely was wide open in front, but nearly able to deflect the pass in front from Galley. He'd like to have that one back.
Cam Neely, I think, decided on a redirect, couldn't get anything on it. So a little deflection.
And the face-off is called outside the Montreal line. Neely had 2 shots in the first period, none in the second, though. As primarily Walter has been out there to cover him, but he was wide open in that shift. Now Lemieux and Smith join Walter. Poulin out there with Neely and Burridge. Change in lines for Mike Milbury. Into the Montreal end. Peterson can't keep it in. 2-1 Montreal. Neely starts it back with Bourque. Bourque Broken up at center ice by Smith. Cleared over the line. Lemieux hauled down. Penalty on Boston. Burridge going out. Burridge out, the 5th power play for the Montreal Canadiens.
Now, that was of the silly variety.
With the score, Montreal 2, Boston 1. We're at the Forum in Montreal. Randy Burridge for holding, and a face-off now to the left of Andy Moog. For the Canadiens, they go with Corson, Courtnall, and LeBeau. And the 20-year-old youngsters on defense, Schneider and Desjardins. While 32 left here in the 3rd period, the Canadiens in front. They have outshot Boston in the 3rd period, 7-4. And they're now on their 5th power play. Carpenter for Bourque. Bourque up the boards and out. A tip by John Carter. Going for it, Carpenter over the line, and he's offside, but he gets a whistle just outside the Montreal line with good hustle there. Carpenter and Carter. They combined for the goal along with Bob Sweeney, who got an assist. John Carter getting his 4th series goal. And of course, they have been penalty killing specialists, denying Montreal on every occasion. And John Bruce has 2 goals for Washington. They lead the Rangers 3-1. John Bruce started the season with Baltimore, American Hockey League. And now he is a playoff star with Cicerelli out of the competition against the Rangers. And for Boston, John Carter started with the Maine Mariners, but called up early and has played superbly this season. And the flashy skater pursues Svoboda, but LeBeau able to knock it in. Moog hustles in, gets it to Wesley. Wesley losing to LeBeau. Bourque trying to clear. Chelios keeps it in the corner. Bourque fighting 2 Canadians. Corson there. Corson has it. Corson holding. Now to LeBeau. LeBeau cuts in front. The pass is blocked and cleared away by John Carter as LeBeau tried to hit the point men. 1:10 left on the power play. Chelios wraps it in. Around the boards. Poulin can't clear it out. Don Sweeney able to get it up to Poulin. And with Propp's help, he tips it out. Galley intercepts at center ice. Trying to set up Poulin. Can't do it. Canadiens started away. Svoboda now to Chelios. Chelios over the line. Good stick handling. Rolls it in deep. Back with Galley. Hits Smith. But Corson gets it. And the net dislodged and a face-off called. And face-off now. 11:07 left here. As 35 seconds on the Montreal power play. LeBeau.
There's a little cutback move right there. Corson fights to the puck. 3 Bruins around him. He gets it on. Big save by Moog. Nobody picks up LeBeau's stick.
Short rebound for Stephen LeBeau. 15 goals on the season, but not used much by Pat Burns this past season.
What he had 70 goals last year in the American Hockey League. A pure goal scorer. But his defensive ability suspect. So Pat Burns not happy with the way he played that facet of the game. Left him on the bench. Papers here screamed about playing LeBeau.
11:07 left, and waiting for the face-off for the Canadiens. They have Smith out there for the face-off. Dave Christian will take it for Boston. He's on with Dave Poulin. Schneider and Desjardins at the points. Skrudland on the wing. Power play Montreal. They haven't had a shot on Moog. Christian won it, but a false start and a new face-off.
False start would come mainly from the linesman not dropping it properly and then fouling himself.
Christian wins it again. Bourque clears it around. Poulin can't clear it out, but Christian does. Smith winding up. Shovels it in. Skrudland back for Smith. Smith operating as the quarterback. Looking for Desjardins. Now tries it across for Schneider. Stopped by Christian. Cleared out, and Poulin breaking. Picking up Wesley. Poulin coming. holding in for Wesley, and it's blocked. Great bid by Poulin there for a short-handed goal. Didn't pay off for a shot, and back comes Lemieux, straight ahead. Broken up by Neely at the last second. Bruins get the man back. Wesley trying to clear it out. Neely moves it out. Poulin breaks. 2-on-1 possible. Poulin with Burridge. Goes for the shot, and it is blocked. A big one there. Down is Schneider, hurt. He had a stomach injury, and he blocked that one on Poulin. A great bid for Boston at the end of killing the penalty.
Randy Burridge is more of a decoy than anything else. He had no speed. Poulin knew that. Tried to fake it like he was going to give it to Burridge at some point, and wound up with the shot. Schneider anticipates well. Went down, nearly tore his leg off, though.
Gaten Lefebvre out to check Matthew Schneider.
Here's Schneider, sees it. Gets down right on the side of the ankle. Wow, well out of his net.
A big block by the young man as Dave Poulin almost set up a couple of short-handed bids. One intended for Wesley didn't work. It was blocked, and that one, of course, blocked by Schneider. It was not short-handed. 10:14 left in the third period. The Canadiens lead 2-1. With the score, Montreal 2, Boston 1. Back in a moment. And a face-off, Carbonneau and Janney. Carbonneau scored in the first period. John Carter in the second period. And Stéphane Lebeau for Montreal here in the third. 2-1 Montreal. Janney is out there with Neely and Burridge. And the draw goes to Chelios. Taking his time. And just drops it out softly into the Boston zone. Peterson winding up. Round for Galley. Galley checked by Carbonneau. Keane with it. Shot. Great. Dead-on save by Moe. And a hand pass called by the Canadiens. Mike Keane had about 2 seconds to look. He is not rated as a goal scorer, but he had Andy Moog dead to rights, and Moog made a terrific save.
At least he had the poise to look. I mean, once it settles down for him, this is what I mean. Bruins are frozen. No one really gets to make a move. He gets to snap the shot off. Al Peterson reached late. Bouncing puck, gloved with a hand outside the blue line.
And the big defensive line out there for the Canadiens, but they create some offense, too, with their great forechecking. Carbonneau, Keane, Walter. Peterson now drives it in. The Bruins trail 2-1. Poulin is on now with Neely. Poulin is hit on the boards by Ludwig. Big, rugged defenseman. Neely scrapping for it. Burridge, too. Neely again puts it in front. Almost home by Poulin on a centering pass from Neely. And the Canadiens. Carbonneau breaks back. Hit at the line. The follow-up by Walter. In deep to Keane. He's hit. Moog trying to clear it out, but Chelios is up, able to keep it in at that right point as the defense pinches in. Neely trying to go. Walter right on top of him. Ludwig, a screen shot. Great stop by Moog on a deflected screen shot by Ludwig. Keane, a hard hit on Galley as Peterson breaks it out. He stopped, and Chelios picks it up for Montreal. In the center ice, breaking Courtnall, coming on Beers. For Corson, blocked by Wesley. Poked away, and Carter trying to come out. He's stopped by Corson. Beers winding up. Bob Beers in the center ice. On the left for Carter, for Janney. Janney over the line for Beers. Beers a shot, save, loose puck, and Janney can't poke it home as it bounced near the crease. Corson out. Over the Boston line. On Wesley, forced deep. Puts it in front. Missed by Courtnall. Kept in by Svoboda. Tees it up. Blocked by Moog and a screen. With it, Lebeau trying to stuff it in. It goes in. A goal. Lebeau, another goal to make it 3-1. Andy Moog was down in the crease and covered by a swarm of players. And Lebeau wheeled it out from behind the net and gets his second goal of the game to make it 3-1.
A bouncing puck, good hustle by Lebeau. What Bob Beers does is he turns his back on it. He loses sight of it. He goes for his man in front of the net, and once again, the Bruins do not pick up the loose man. Right there, it goes the other way. Moog doesn't know where it is. There's Beers gone to the front of the net. And LeBeau just reaches out. He's got bodies around there. Corson may get it.
How about Corson hitting Moog, though?
Sure, but Marawelli's letting that go. Well, 8:05. Clock is certainly against Boston now.
Patrick Roy talked about that, said we have to crowd Andy Moog. And in the crease, Corson flattened him just before LeBeau wheeled around for the score. Propp trying to move in. Stopped on the play. Canadiens lead 3-1 now. Ray Bourque gets it away. Penalty on Montreal. Don Sweeney for Propp, for Carpenter. Shot blocked. Propp behind the net. Delayed call. And Courtnall picks it up, and now the call against Montreal. Cross-check. With 7:30 left in the third period, Montreal in front by a score of 3-1. Corson is out, and we'll be back in a moment. Corson on a cross-check, a power play for Boston. The Bruins trailed 3-1 on the second goal of the night by Stephen LeBeau. The face-off to the right of Patrick Roy. And for Boston, Neely out there with Propp, Janney, and Christian as 4 forwards.
Absolutely essential the Bruins score a goal on this power play.
Boston 0 for 4. Christian gets it for Bourque. Cross for Janney. Janney, the right point man. Holding. Now to Bourque. Bourque a shot. It is blocked by Keane. Bruins have to clear the zone. Ray Bourque now drives it in again. Back foot first. Chelios though. Janney trying to keep it in. Bourque does. Janney took a hit from Keane. But a pass from the boards. Oh, Propp is lost his helmet. Was mauled by Ludwig. Just mauled. And out now comes Janney. Shift over the line with Neely. And offside is Propp on the left wing. 1:21 left. 3-1 Montreal. The goal by LeBeau. Svoboda and Corson get the assists. 11:51. A tremendous assist by Corson. You saw him level Andy Moog at the crease. And the face-off outside the Montreal line. 1:21 left on the penalty against Corson. Mike Milbury behind the Boston bench.
Mike, gotta wonder where the legs went. Thinking instead of skating. Not happy with this.
Christian won the draw, but Janney forced to go back for it. Wasn't near him. Janney with Skrudland forechecking, starting out. Walter, the other penalty killer. Janney up the middle. Gets it off to Bourque. Bourque forced back by Skrudland. His pass is intercepted by Skrudland, and Chelios takes over. Now to Ludwig. And it's cleared away. To the plaudits of the fans here at the Forum. 51 seconds left on the power play for Boston. Out now comes Janney. Propp over the line. Propp back for Bourque. Bourque across now for Janney. Janney holding back at the left point. They know he's not the shooter, so they're dropping away from him. And now Christian fires, and it's blocked by Chelios. And picked up by Skrudland. So the Bruins don't get the shot on. Ray Bourque now. 25 seconds left. Mike Milbury makes a change. It's driven into the corner, but Chelios is on it. Burridge hustles in. Poulin. And the Bruins trap it. Keep it in. Bob Sweeney back now for Bourque. Cross for Wesley. Now behind the net to Poulin. Poulin checked by Chelios. Burridge fights for it. Checked on the boards. The Canadiens control. And Carbonneau skates it out, and they've killed off the penalty. Carbonneau over the line, and the play offside. 5:26 left in the third period. A 2-goal lead for Montreal, with Stephen LeBeau breaking the tie, getting 2 scores. Pat Burns was chastised earlier in this series for not playing Stephen LeBeau and for dressing, for instance, Todd Ewan. Well, in this one, with injuries to Richer and McPhee, he dressed Mark Peterson up from Sherbrooke, and added LeBeau. And LeBeau, with 2 scores tonight, has made it 3-1. After John Carter tied it up for Boston in the second period, Carbonneau scored for Montreal in the first period. Poulin out now with Bob Sweeney and Randy Burridge. And the Canadiens held Boston really at bay. The Canadiens with 32 shots, Boston with 24.
Boston hasn't had a shot in a long while.
Poulin gets it free, but the Canadiens right on top of them. Burridge starting out, forced to clear it in as he's checked by Desjardins. Poulin goes for it. Around the boards, Burridge intercepts on Schneider. Drops it back, deflected to Don Sweeney. Shot blocked. Burridge, a shot high, caught by Roy. Drop, poked in. Poulin trying to move it in front. The Bruins, the backhander, a save. Burridge trying to knock it in. Can't. Behind the net. That was Roy all the way there as the Bruins went strapping. Poulin trying to move it in. And back for it now, Don Sweeney. Icing calls. And a great play by Moog. He interfered with Lemieux. Now, there's no complaint about hitting the goaltender there.
No,
it
none.
was Moog stepping in front of Lemieux, interfering with him, so Don Sweeney could create the icing.
Well, Sweeney would have got it regardless, but Andy Moog could not take that chance. Quite the flurry by the Bruins, however. Maybe too little too late. Poulin tries to calm. It's a bouncing puck. No one really gets a handle to it. There's the one blocker saved by Roy. The Poulin got the rebound, almost poked home his own rebound.
It was Poulin, Burridge, and Bob Sweeney scrapping in front of Roy, able to hold them out. Greg Hogwood comes out, plays defense with Raymond Bourque. The Bruins down by 2, 4:40 left, third period. LeBeau 2 goals, Carpenter 1, Carter for Boston. Carpenter now on the faceoff to the left of Roy. Bourque, the lone point man. Christian moving in. Schneider checks him. Carpenter keeps it in. Throwing his weight around. Battles deep. And Courtnall gets it on the right. Loses to Hogwood. Back for Raymond Bourque. Away to Greg Hogwood. Hogwood gets away from LeBeau. Gets it up for Carter. Up for Carpenter. Carpenter pokes it in. Checked by Desjardins. Into the backboards they go. Heavy action. Christian comes out with it. Christian back for Hogwood. Quick shot. Knocked wide by Roy. Deflects for the Canadiens. They're able to clear it out. Battling forward is Courtnall. Broken up. And back comes Carter. Boston changing up. Carter a shot. Deflected by Desjardins into the stands. 3:54 left here. Third period. The Canadiens lead it 3-1.
This could be a valuable lesson the Boston Bruins are learning here. Effort is a 60-minute thing, and you cannot do it in spurts. You can't turn it on, turn it off. 3 magnificent games they played in a row, and they come in here with not their best effort. Against a weakened Montreal team, they didn't get up for, there was no Stéphane Richer, no Mike McPhee. It was not going to be a cakewalk. Stéphane Leboeuf had something to prove. He himself came out personally to play well. And has created 2/3 of the offense for the Canadiens today.
Shots now 32 Montreal, 28 for Boston. 3:54 left. Janney out with Propp and Neely. Galley and Wesley. And Ryan Walter has done a good job containing Cam Neely. And this is Carbonneau and Keane, 2 other defensive specialists. This Carbonneau may break in. Shot and a save. The rebound for Boston. Bruins Neely starts it out. A chance here. But Galley on the move with Wesley over the line. Drops it. And Carbonneau is back together. Ah, a good play there. And there was a big chance trapping Carbonneau.
Glenn Wesley had to go for it then. He couldn't back off and play defense, and that's what Galley was counting on, that he'd come with him.
Indeed. Wesley starts it out now with Propp up to Janney. Janney, a flip in. Neely with Walter right after him. Neely pokes it around behind the net. Popped out in front for Ray Bourque. Cuts off wide. Screen of players. Knocked down by Chelios. Chelios tripped by Propp. There is no call by Marouelli with 3:05 left. Bruins down by 2. Bourque looking for Hogwood. Too far ahead of him, and Svoboda takes over. A big goal, the second of the game for LeBeau. Now Hogwood flipping it back in the Montreal zone. Poulin moving in. Checks Svoboda. Christian there. Hogwood moves up. Poulin gets it. Not in control, really. It's in his skates. Hogwood has moved way in. Moves it in to Christian. Christian checked A lost stick in front. Burridge hustles in, keeps it in the corner. Burridge puts it behind the net. Chelios trying to clear it out. Stopped by Christian. Gilchrist. Check. Bork just able to keep it in. The pass poked up. Bruins try to move it in front. Svoboda gets control. And the Canadiens relieve the pressure. Gilchrist out. Firing it in the Boston end. 2:10 left. 3-1. Montreal. Out comes Hoggood. Picking up speed. He can go. He flashes over the line with Poulin. Trying to put it in front. Blocked by Schneider. Good defensive play by the rookie. Behind the net. Fought for. Poulin puts it in front. Christian can't get it. And out comes Gilchrist again. 1:52 left. The 2 goals looming larger and larger now as Ray Bork with it. Up for John Carter, who scored the Boston goal. He wraps it in. Kept in for Neely. Neely in the corner, in front. The backhander blocked. Screen of players. Another shot by Carter. A save by Roy, holding the short side. And the Canadiens come out with it. Rushing is Corson. 2-on-1. Courtnall. Corson. Shot went high and into the stands as he was wide open in front on a return pass from Courtnall after the Bruins were denied at the Montreal end. 1:20 left and the faceoff is outside the line as Corson not only shot it over the net but into the crowd. Carbonneau, a 1-0 lead for Montreal in the first period, and then Carter tying it up in the second late. But then LeBeau getting 2 scores. And it's the Bruins next game shaping up now at the Boston Garden on Friday night. That would be on Nesson. 1:20 left. The Bruins need 2 to tie. Not impossible, but
Very unlikely.
But they have had some chances here with that bouncing puck in front of Patrick Roy with hustling work and scrambling in front of the Montreal net.
Started skating, throwing caution to the wind. Montreal started to fall down a little bit, fall back, try to cover up. Tenacious checking. Gives them an opportunity or two. Of course, they leave themselves very vulnerable defensively. They allowed a big 2-on-1 and a save right there by Andy Moog.
But you're looking at a game Friday night at Boston Garden. That would be game number 5 of the series, and we'll have it for you on Nesson. Carbonneau is out there with Walter and Keane. And victory starts with defense. They have been it. Bork now in the center ice. Over the line with Carpenter. The play is offside. 1:09 left now. Andy Moog stays in the net. The faceoff outside the Montreal blue line. Boston with a 3-game lead. And then Montreal playing their best without Richer and McPhee. Getting terrific leadership from veterans like Carbonneau and Walter in particular. Bork fires in around the board. Chelios going to chop it out. And Keane does. Carbonneau breaks with Walter. 2-on-1. Shot and a save by Andy Moog. And back comes Janney up the middle. 50 seconds left. Over the line for Prop. Prop broken up by Carbonneau. Carbonneau pokes it in the empty net and scores. Guy Carbonneau hadn't hit the red line, but he fired it into the empty net for a goal to make it 4-1 with 41 seconds left. Andy Moog had just left the Boston net. And it looked like a pretty good rush going with Craig Janney up the middle. Play broken up. And back came Carbonneau to get his second goal of the night. So he scored goals number 1 and 4 for Montreal. And a Friday night at Boston Garden.
Here's this, it's a desperation play. Well, that's what happens when you pull the goaltender. You got that extra. You got to take a chance or two, and if somebody is very adept at being a defensive player like Carbonneau looking to steal a play, swoops in, steals it, and away you go.
Friday night, Boston Garden. The action on Nesson. Boston and the Montreal Canadiens, game number 5. Desjardins rushes and clears it in the Boston end as Moog is back Spears now trying to come out. 25 seconds left. Hogwood can't connect with Bob Gould. And the fans cheering wildly for the Canadiens as 2 goals by Carbonneau and 2 by LeBeau. 1 for Carter. Rushing Bob Sweeney, and he can't get the shot away. And this will do it. The game is over. The Canadiens win. The total shots, 36 for Montreal and 29 for the Bruins. It was 1-1 at the end of 2, but 2 big goals by LeBeau. And the final score, Montreal 4 and Boston 1. Stand by for the Delta recap. And Derek Sanderson and I will be back.